Hello, boys, girls, girly boys, and bully girls, and people of every spectrum of the rainbow gender flag, ultra, whatever the fuck. I haven't re. I, 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 I haven't even fucking got it to where you people can actually, be heard. I am talking to myself right now. This is great. This is the best content ever. Warficus at True Warficus.
Welcome to the
Holy
What's our
shit, where have
podcast?
you been?
Busy with
He's a
things.
ghost, he's not real, kill him.
So in the time that I have been since the podcast, I have moved. I moved from my apartment into an actual proper house.
Fuck yeah.
You could afford a house?
I have a roommate.
Awesome.
Well, I mean,
fuck you. Give me your house.
I mean,
You want to come?
I mean,
if you want to come live here, I mean, I'm sure we can arrange a conversation with my roommate. Would certainly help with the fucking bills.
Is your roommate a puppet?
No.
Does this arrangement involve any kind of favors?
Well, fuck, deals off then if it's not a puppet.
None of the sexual variety.
Well, you're no fun.
Anyways, hi, I'm Jackie, and I'm joined by my lovely group of.
Gaggling
I'm not
retards.
sure anymore. Yes, that word.
Organic being.
Organic.
Can we say that on Twitch? I don't care anymore. Fuck you, Twitch.
Carbon-based life forms.
I try
16 voles and a.
I try not to care what Twitch thinks about me because, well, Twitch can suck my girl cock.
I'm actually 16 voles and a.
Careful, Jackie. Some of the moderators probably will.
Oh god, they're already at your door. Oh fuck, did you guys hear about the VTuber who had a break-in live?
Yeah, that was
Camilla.
Yeah, Camilla.
What?
That was
I'm sorry?
A fucking stalker.
That is one of Turtleman's friends.
She okay? What happened?
So she was doing a live stream. She'd had a stalker beforehand, and basically this dude showed up, tried to break in, and it was on the live stream. Like, bashed the window and shit.
Camera?
No.
No.
She's a VTuber.
I don't
what
know
happened?
If I can
Is she
show
okay?
Yeah, she's fine. I don't know if I can show that footage on stream, though.
Why not?
But I don't know. I've seen the clips all over fucking X, though.
Yeah.
I have not heard about this. What has happened?
So the VTuber Camilla, who is one of Vidal's friends, the guy that created Neurosama.
She's pretty funny.
She's also, I believe, one of Philion's friends.
Yep.
Got broke into while streaming.
Oh shit, is she okay?
Yes.
As far as I can tell, yes.
Nothing happened to her, right?
As far as I can tell, yes.
She's fine. Other than literally someone bashing her window and trying to get into her apartment, and then the cops showing up in the middle of her stream.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's never a good thing, right?
That's insane.
Well, I mean, it's kind of where we are as a society, honestly.
I mean, she's a good person too, because she's had drama before where she kind of jumped onto like the cancel wagon on some other tubers.
But you shouldn't
I can't remember who it was, but she
by a stalker.
No, but she actually apologized for it and made amends with the person that the mob was going after, and saying basically she got caught up in like the mob mentality. She was told by friends who got her into VTubing that you need to be engaging in drama to get views, and she kind of got caught up in that mentality. but then she made amends with the person that she was in the drama with, and
Well,
now
that's
she's
Quickly,
friends with them. She's someone who actually
quickly,
turned things around and became a better person.
quickly, we're going to. It's a guilt. Quickly, we're going to play this clip as soon as I remember how to operate a web browser because I don't do that very often anymore. Jackie Spadashel, okay?
I was gonna say, like,
oh,
my job
you
is
thumped
awesome.
him.
I basically, I could do. Yeah, I'm not gonna go out of my mind.
I can't really talk about my job, but
Yeah,
I
you
don't
have an
do web.
NDA.
I don't do web-based things. Am I going to vote for Trump to own the lib? I'm going to vote for
I vote
who
for
I
Trump if I
think
lived there.
is going to best fit the are the things that I value.
Ron Paul.
Absolutely. Ron Paul for president, motherfucker. That
So,
being said,
unfortunately,
unfortunately,
Bully
both
journalists
candidates
till
have
they cry, then bully them again for crying.
based.
anyways, I have the clip. Let me share this with. Let me reopen Discord.
Never.
Discord. Not even once.
I don't know which is crazier, this situation or the Chinese VTuber that got enslaved.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the fuck you just said?
Yeah. There's Chinese VTuber slave markets now.
No, it's not that. There's in
Oh,
China.
I mean,
There
we
are
all knew about Niji Sanji.
what a
no,
time to
no,
be
no.
alive.
She wasn't enslaved as a VTuber. She went missing from YouTube for like a few months because
Yeah,
in real life
exactly.
she was.
I was making a joke.
No, yeah, no, she was kidnapped on the streets and basically sold into slavery. She was sold to an old Chinese woman as basically a house slave, and eventually she ran away and contacted the police. And then she came back to
Yeah.
VTubing and explained why she'd been absent. This is a thing in China. They just kidnap girls off the street
But
and
yeah,
sell them.
I will probably be voting for the Orange Man, even though I don't fully agree with the Orange Man. I just don't
I
agree
wish I could.
with the alternative.
I wish
Ah,
I could
yes,
vote
the
for him, but I'm
political
British.
issue. Vote against the other guy.
Well, it's more of what I don't vote against. I vote for what fits my wants and needs more. If
I
Ron
So,
Paul
honestly
was
believe.
if Ron Paul was running, I would actually vote for Ron Paul.
I honestly believe that on all federal and provincial or state elections, they should have an option that says all of these people suck. Do it again with new people.
Right. They should, but
well,
they don't.
there's always the right option. That's your release valve.
No,
That's
yeah,
how.
but that should be an option. That should be like it should quite literally say "fuck them all."
Actually, there are 10 states which you cannot write in a candidate.
Really,
Yes.
You guys can write in candidates.
in majority of the states.
We
Yes,
can't
but
do
not
that
here.
here.
And then there are 17 states where even if it's a write-in, if it's not officially on the ballot or something like that, it's harder. Laws are
Oh yeah,
bullshit.
we
But
got 2 days
anyways,
before everything goes to absolute fuckery, don't we?
Yeah, it's
I
Oh,
always
Anyway,
stuff is gonna get
I'll
fun.
hopefully be able to live stream that night. It'll be a night of election news and gaming. Hopefully.
I'm not gonna
I
work
don't
that
know
night
yet.
because I need to see how this turns out.
Anyways, we were talking
let's play the
about
clip.
Camilla before I got derailed by chat. Chat
yes.
derailing me. Two derailing the intro.
But
This is we're already living up to our name, guys.
we are the Derailed podcast. What's that, squirrel? Who are you? Where are my pants?
You wear pants in your house?
It's cold, man. It's November.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck. Wait, is the audio picking? Why is
Have we been,
motherfucking
have we been
motherfuck?
talking to
Have
no
we
one
been?
this
Have,
entire time?
have we been muted this entire fucking time?
No, nobody's muted. It's not picking up the web browser.
Lamau.
Yeah, it does
Lol,
that.
Lamau even.
Yeah, it does that.
Oh my god, I can actually run MechWarrior 5 on this PC. Like,
Isn't it nice to
praise.
have one that can do it?
My PC can run MechWarrior 5 at max specs and still run other games at max spec. Don't
I
do
think
what I did
mine
though.
can now.
But anyways, here is a lovely VTuber lady who's been fairly nice to the VTuber community.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
Fairly
good
nice to
person.
and some late VTuber news that I'm totally not breaking from Dextro. Totally.
Lena's is so cute too. Oh my god, look at her little like. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Chat. What the? Hold on.
Hello? Did I
Hi.
die?
No, you're still alive.
Lena's is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
The
was playing
fuck?
that clip. Yeah, somebody tried to break into her house while she was live streaming, and apparently she has more than one stalker.
How the
Yeah.
fuck do you have more than one stalker when you're supposed to be somehow anonymous? What the absolute fuck is going on?
It's what happened. She came back a few minutes after leaving and wrote, "There is someone trying to come in on her stream before abruptly in. Police have since apprehended the man trying to break in." Yeah, somebody tried to break into her house, and you're not anonymous
He's in
on the internet.
Australia.
You're not anonymous on the internet.
No, you're not.
I can't really stress that enough. Like, if you really wanted to dig for where I live, you could probably find it. But
Well, the
at
only
the
way to
same,
truly be anonymous is Tor browsers, isn't it?
no,
Nah, even then, there's always a way. The only way to be completely anonymous on the internet is to not be on the internet, and even then, that's
Well,
not
no, you'd have to change. You'd have to keep your name off of your PC, and like somehow be able to figure out how to fuck with your MAC address and shit.
no,
Yeah.
no.
You will never be.
Even if you're not connected to the internet, your computer is completely unplugged from the wall. The radar that modern military aircraft use can read every piece of data on that computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
there's-
it's unhooked from the power.
No, even if
No,
it's unhooked
even
from
that.
the power. It doesn't matter. Like,
How the
there-
fuck?
And the even better part about this is they can make that radar module small enough to fit into a pigeon. And that was what I knew in 2010. Imagine the technology nowadays.
I don't want
there is
to.
no There is no such thing as anonymity.
Anonymous.
Anonymity.
Why do you drink, Duke? Why do you drink so much? Well, that's because I know too much, and I really won't, and I really don't want to know anymore.
Gil would like to know. No loungewear? Absolutely not. I stream in panties.
That's because you're a
Thank you.
fucking polar bear, and no matter
Yeah,
how
that's-
cold it gets, you're fine with that.
Took
Yes.
you might want to rephrase that. You might want to rephrase
I'm not a
that.
polar bear. I'm upset. I'm sad.
What do you mean you're not a polar bear? It goes down to like minus fucking absolute zero where you live, and your entire complaint is that it's not cold enough. 9 for 10.
It goes down to -80. Thank you.
Might as well be fucking end of goddamn atomic motion, and your entire complaint is that it's not cold enough, and you're probably sitting there around in your panties and everything, just sitting there going, I'm fucking hot.
I have a fan blowing on me.
See, and the
And
window will
actually-
be open.
How'd you guess?
Because
I'm
I know
also-
you.
I'm also wearing a robe. I
Around your neck?
I am wearing a Komodo in real life and on the internet. It's great.
I gotta get me one of those fucking Hugh Hefner bathrobes.
But besides that, well, I also don't have a bug problem because they freeze to death.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for bugs to exist at absolute zero.
I am not wearing my fox ears today, but I am wearing a choker collar.
Kinky.
Also, Galil is my spirit animal. Let's face it.
You know what? Yeah.
Anybody that's ever dealt with me in VC knows what I mean. Galil is my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find the bottle opener. I will open the bottle with my teeth.
He's not kidding.
But yeah, no. When it
That's
comes
why
to
I just
stuff,
have whiskey with a cork in it. Jesus.
when it has stuff like that, like Camilla being broke into, that is actually a big problem that may be happening to more than just famous VTubers. Like half
They
the
strapped or
reason,
get clapped.
yeah, pretty much. If somebody was to find my house, well,
What's fucked is it's very difficult to get the police to deal with stalkers unless they actually do something physical to you.
oh
Because I
yeah,
remember
Yeah,
a
that's
few
why
years
you live in a
ago,
place where
I can't remember her exact name. There was a famous female YouTuber, like actual YouTuber, not VTuber, who has Tourette's. So her whole channel is like, well, she mainly does like gaming and stuff, but also like just her life dealing with Tourette's. Very famous, popular. And she had a stalker who moved to her town and would harass her in person every day, like at the stores, like literally saying to her face, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to slit your throat. I'm going to stab you."
now
And no matter how many complaints she gave to this guy would come to her door and threaten to kill her. No matter
now
how many complaints she gave to the police, they basically said, "We can't do anything about him because he's not done anything to you yet."
now
And
yeah,
she
pretty
basically
much.
did a video eventually saying like she actually thinks she's going to die because the police will not help her, and only after she's dead will the police arrest this man.
So,
Yeah.
hypothetically, here's how you deal with such a situation. And I would never advocate for any kind of violence, nor would I suggest in any kind of uncertain terms that you move to a place where the police response time is about an hour because it's very rural and you have about 200 acres of open forest. And I would never suggest that anyone have a shotgun for home defense loaded with rock salt.
It's not loaded with rock salt. My shotgun's loaded with triple buck.
No. It goes rock salt. It goes bird shot, rock salt, then buckshot.
No. See, I live in a castle doctrine state. If I tell you to get
Oh,
off my fucking property, guess what? You don't get off my fucking property. I have a right to shoot you.
yeah. See, at that point, if I lived in the castle doctrine state, I would 100% own a cannon for home defense, and it would be loaded with fucking grape shot.
So I own a 3.5-inch 12 gauge shotgun with triple buck in it. And it's simply for if somebody decides to open my door and I've told them to fuck off, guess what happens?
Yeah, we call it the find out gun.
That is my home
Hey,
defense gun.
are you religious? Would you like to be?
I own a musket for home defense, since that's what the founding fathers intended.
Well, see,
I'm
that's
aiming
the
to get my fucking license
other.
because the first thing that I want to buy is a Mosin Nagant.
See,
Mosins are
Gil,
expensive,
Gil,
No, they're only
that's the
$600 here.
that's the great thing about where I live. Like even the cities are like that.
Man, crime must be so low.
We do have a prison overpopulation problem, but it's for other reasons. Like
Not
B&E
enough of them
is
found or out what castle doctrine is actually for.
B&E. It's one of those weird things. Like when you have a high trust society, B&Es start being very rare because, well,
Well, also, if you think about it, the stupid ones are probably getting shot really quick.
oh, absolutely. And
I
people
mean,
that threaten my life don't come around me because they know I'm strapped whenever I'm out.
Oh, and you also have a firearm.
but
Yes. I also have various government documents that allow me to have fun firearms.
man,
This is public
you get to carry
knowledge.
an MP5. Man, brag about it. Why don't you? Fuck you.
I think I actually hate the NFA. So I hate the fact that people can't have, unregulated giggle switches.
I
Right, the
think the
NFA, the
ATF
NSA, the CRA, the IR, the IRS, the CIA, the FBI. Pick a three-letter or letter named agency. I probably don't like them.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I grew up
You heard
around
me, Paul.
guns. I
Paul-
hate three-letter
Paul Blart?
agencies. I hate all of those stupid things. But I grew up around firearms, and I can tell you, when you're around a lot of people with a firearm, guess who the people that aren't going to fuck you over are?
People with knives.
Anybody. Like, the town I grew up in is noted for we had one break-in.
That didn't last long, did it?
Nope. In the 500 years that the town that I grew up in existed, it had one break-in. And do you want to know what the police response to that one break-in was?
Just send the.
They showed up with a mop.
I
They
was gonna
showed up.
say,
The coroner showed up before the state troopers did.
that's what I was gonna say. They just called the guy with the fucking autopsy shit.
There was a break-in that they brought up on Lotus Eaters, I think,
How'd he die?
2019
Well,
maybe.
once I scrape him off the ceiling and the
This was
walls.
in London, so again, like we do not have home defense laws. We don't have weapons in Britain.
Oh,
But the
absolutely.
gang of
You
Muslims
have
that broke
ghost
into this
knives.
family's home had a revolver, and they shot an 11-year-old boy on the way out.
Wasn't there
Yeah.
The
also
family
that
couldn't
one that
do anything because they were unarmed and literally not
Shadow,
able to defend
I,
themselves.
I have to ask you a question, Shadow.
What?
Do you have a license for that spoon?
Oi, you got a license for having no memes there, boy. That'll be 5 months in Giggletown, that will.
Look, it's one of those things. Like, I think that you should have you do have a right to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And
I firmly believe that if the government could have it and you could afford it, you could have it too.
well,
You want an
I mean,
aircraft carrier with F-15s? You fucking buy that aircraft carrier with F-15s.
I want an aircraft carrier to use as a production studio to start doing Nat Geo bullshit, but that's beside the point.
I want an aircraft carrier to go fucking around the seas and become pirate lord of the goddamn Atlantic. Fuck you all. Who's gonna
Fuck
tell
you.
me no?
Hey, I'll tell you now.
You can go ahead and try. I've got an F-15. I've got an aircraft carrier with F-15s. Go ahead. You can't do that. I can't hear you over the sound of the fucking F-15s.
But yeah, no, when it comes down to it, that I think it's a basic fundamental right that you should be able to protect yourself. You have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That
And
does
mustard
not.
gas.
That means that you have the right to protect yourself. I am very much Heinleindian on this idea. If anybody has never figured that out,
Do I have the right to protect myself with extreme trepidation
yes,
or extreme prejudice?
In
yes.
Britain, if you get mugged, it's generally best to not fight back because you will likely end up in more trouble than they will.
As I have always stated, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Mhm, mhm.
And if you attack me and your intent is to harm me, one of us is going to get hurt. It's
And
probably
in
going to be
most
me.
cases, the guy mugging you is going to be browner than you, and when you're in court, it's going to be them trying
Oh
to
no,
prove that
I'm
you're
gonna fully.
racist.
I'm fully intent on deserving it. If I know that that's the end result, I fully intend 100% to fucking deserve it.
Grandfather Wolf used to tell me all the time, if you ever pull your pistol on somebody, you don't shoot to disarm and you don't use it as a threat. The moment
Oh
that thing
fuck.
is out of its holster, you are shooting to kill. That is the only option that you have available. You have exhausted any other avenue of peaceful resolve. That
I
is
had a
how I've.
friend send me the reason why cops don't shoot to disarm, and it was a dude pulling over a Vietnam vet that had a fucking spring. What was it? And oh god, what's the M14 carbine? And he had it under his seat. And the cop shot to disarm. He shot him in the arms and legs, and The scream that the cop made before the guy executed him will haunt me forever because that fucking asshole sent it to me while I was high out of my mind.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely a thing. Like, do you know why cops mag dump?
You keep shooting till the threat is eliminated.
You keep
That
shooting until the threat is disabled or eliminated. The best way to do it is center mass.
keep
So if
firing.
he's in a wheelchair, you don't shoot.
Take in mind, I am a sharpshooter. Like, that is what I do in competitions. I am a sharpshooter. If
I'm a firm believer in accuracy by volume.
Yes, that's the
Uh,
point. Like, even though I'm a sharpshooter, I definitely am not in a stressful situation going to be able to hit. Oh, I'm going to hit this guy in the arm. That'll disable his gun hand. No. No, I'm probably going to still aim center mass because that's what I'm trained to do.
my idea of it is a bullet has your name on it, but this is a machine gun, so we're gonna keep going until we find it.
The best machine gun I ever fired was an MG42.
Those things sound so fucking brutal. How was it?
It was amazing. I heard one shot and had already let loose like 50.
Oh, magnificent.
Another one I have fired is an AVS 36, which is known as Stalin's jackhammer. Do you want to
Is
know
that
why it's?
wait? Is that the Dushka?
No, the AVS 36 is what became the SVD.
Oh,
Think SVD, but fully automatic. Do you want to know why it's called Stalin's jackhammer?
you could probably put it through fucking everything at that point. Fuck.
Everybody that ever heard it shot at them, that's what they said it sounded like, was a jackhammer. Yeah, because it's firing 7.62 by 54R rapidly and angrily. Because it's a
In all
soldier.
fairness, I don't think I've ever heard a machine gun do things quietly or peacefully.
I have, but it's very rare. And they're not normally front battalion. They're normally rear battalion. But anyways, squirrels.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. You people probably didn't know this, but we're going to talk about the death of a good one.
It wasn't just a squirrel. It was also the raccoon they saved.
Frank
the raccoon. The thing is, though, the squirrel had a positive social media career as a social media influencer. Did not interact with anybody but its owners. And was generally, from what I heard, he brightened a lot of people's days.
Yeah, but he also got more media attention than a blonde woman in Texas, and she didn't like that very much, so she had him killed.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean,
I swear to God, white women are a
how's she
plague.
going to feel? There's a golden retriever that went by Tucker on the internet for a long time. How does that make her feel, I wonder?
Monica Kusler.
I was trying to avoid saying her name because we don't like targeting people.
Whoops. I
That's
didn't
right,
intend for that. Just saying.
That's right, Twitch and YouTube. We don't like targeting people. But yes.
No. I'm just saying this was done out of jealousy. She deprived this family of their pets out of jealousy because it was getting more attention than her social media accounts. This was literally why this was done.
And this is so fun fact, chat. You can domesticate a squirrel.
Yeah.
You can
People do it all the time.
It is highly illegal in certain states to domesticate a squirrel, though.
For some reason.
Because they
It was in the process of getting the paperwork to make it legal.
Also, remember that these people have investigated a squirrel far more than they have investigated the Epstein client list.
What
Yeah.
Epstein client list? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No clue. But yeah, no, it's one of those things in social media. I like the squirrel. I have seen the videos of the squirrel. It made me laugh because the squirrel was just, all around just a fun little pet.
He was cute.
He
It's the
liked
fact as
finding a.
well that they sent 12 officers.
That they
You-
basically held him hostage, didn't let him go
Yeah.
to the bathroom,
This is the
didn't
thing.
let him
I
feed
think
his horses.
this was deliberate, and the purpose was intimidation because they do this in Britain. Like if your house gets burgled, police won't do anything. If you report most crimes, police won't do anything. If you do something against the state specifically, like there was one guy who had like a terminal illness, some cancer, he knew he was dying, so he thought, F it, I'm gonna do something crazy. He found a speeding camera on the motorway and basically pulled his pants down and just moonied it. He's like, I'm dying, I hate speeding cameras, I'm going to show my ass to one. He got 8 officers show up at his house and arrest him, like pin him to the ground and handcuff him, and that's because he stood up to the state. So they sent as many officers as possible to essentially intimidate you. This is to show you will not do this again. The full force of the law is going to come down on you for this petty minor crime.
One
That's why they
time they're
sent
gonna fuck
12
with someone who just
officers.
uses their shit.
And you know what? They won't send any fucking officers to investigate domestic terrorists who show up on their fucking shores, who shout fucking Allah Akbar and try to stab people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
People
Or if you
agree.
try to
asking
stop the people
why-
that are stabbing people, you get arrested while they stab the cops.
What was it like a year ago in Martha's Vineyard when they started shipping illegals to Martha's Vineyard? We don't have room for them. Do you think we do? We don't really. The people that live in the rural parts of the country, you think we have room and infrastructure for all these people coming over illegally? No, we don't.
This is the thing that a lot of people are discussing, like why was the response to the squirrels so excessive? Why were there 12 officers? Why did they ransack their entire house and give him a
Where the
police
fuck is
escort to his
this?
bathroom at one point? It's deliberate. It was to intimidate him. It was to say, you will not do this again. You will stay in line. You will obey. That's why they did it.
It's
The
sad.
excessiveness is deliberate.
It's sad because you see how happy, like in the picture I have on stream of the owner of the squirrel, like that's genuine happiness with that squirrel.
Yeah.
That squirrel
Yeah.
is part of the family. Like,
Oh, Jackie, what is that statement that Mussolini said in regards to the state again? How does that go?
I don't
Let me
remember.
look that up.
The sad
I'm
thing
in
is
my
that this is basically just the exact playbook that how the Russian Revolution went,
I don't remember.
and
I
every
have to wait.
communist revolution, really.
Everything
I-
in the state, nothing outside the state, nothing against the state.
Right.
You know that
Oh.
communists and fascists are basically the same thing.
Fun
Gee,
fact.
it's like they hail from the same originators. They were both socialist in nature. One just takes a more international worldview, while the other is more focused on a more national view.
This is the thing.
Depending, because you do have
most of the
Christian.
time.
Yeah.
The only thing this guy violated, like the squirrel never interacted with anyone outside of the household, so he didn't violate any other person's rights or safety. The only thing he violated was essentially some bureaucratic policies or laws. And this is why they came down so hard on it. Again, because this is the reason why in Britain, if you get burgled, police don't care because that's something happening to you. If you tear down a speeding camera, then they care because now you're violating the state or the
Yeah.
bureaucracy. If you have, again, like there was a woman who put up a wooden fence at the end of her yard because her yard backed onto an alleyway that was used by people doing drugs. So there was needles and like heroin needles in her garden all the time, and she has kids. So she puts this big fence up. The council then showed up with police to tear down the fence because it was against regulations. Again,
Yeah.
they're not dealing with the people doing the heroin in the alleyway because they're only harming themselves. Police don't care. But she violated bureaucracy. That fence was against regulations, so they came down on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm having similar fights with my local town council, but it's one of those things. Like, to me, the squirrel did nothing. The raccoon showed up in car videos, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, they. I know people that had sugar gliders and stuff like that for pets.
Oh,
By the way, fun little fact technically, a sugar glider is illegal in the state of Alabama.
but they're so cute.
Yes, but because they're considered an exotic pet. Another thing that would be illegal in the state of Alabama is keeping a pet squirrel.
But they're so fucking cute.
Despite the fact that you can actually very easily domesticate a squirrel. Don't believe me, go to any military base or prison in the world. All of those squirrels are domesticated.
Yeah. So again, the problem is people are acting outside of the state's views. If you are not down on your knees sucking the state's cock 24/7, you will get arrested. You will be put through the fucking meat
Oh,
grinder.
absolutely.
Again,
Remember,
this is
all of your
why the
guns fell off of
deliberately
a boat years ago in a
excessive
boating accident.
amount of
Yes,
officers
they
and
did.
the way they treated the search for the squirrel. Like
Yes,
all it should have took is like 2 officers to come round and say, "Oh, can you hand over the squirrel? Here's sign this paperwork." They take the squirrel, they leave, done. No, they send 12 officers. Sir, I need you to stand outside and stay there where we can see you. You need the bathroom? We'll give you an armed escort to your bathroom. Stay here. We need to ransack every. The guy said that they searched every cupboard, drawer, every corner of his house. They ransacked the house to get a squirrel and a raccoon pets. It
speaking
was
of
deliberate.
stalkers,
It was performative to intimidate him, to put him back in line.
To put him in his place, licking the
sorry
boot of the state.
for the people watching this live, my VTuber avatar is constantly moving its head because we've had a strange car running up and down the road.
Not good.
No, but
The fact
it is what it is. But yeah, when it comes down to it, like when it comes down to it, like I cannot effectively go to my family's property in North Ireland because of UK laws. Because the stuff I've said on the internet, I will be
Yeah.
arrested immediately.
Oh, I've heard that when Americans come to the UK on holiday, the customs or the tour guides or whatever literally advise them, be careful what you say because it can land you in trouble here.
Mm.
yeah, you're not
You
allowed
have to
to
warn
actually have free
Americans that come
speech.
here.
No, you're not allowed
So
to.
it's
You're well. This is stuff that I've said while being in America. I can't say, or I can't go to. I can't go see my cousins and stuff in UK territory because of that.
The Chinese are way more honest about it. People have found the flyers that they give to Chinese nationals that come to Britain, and it literally says there are gangs of African men that will stab you. Be careful. There are gangs of Muslims who will attack you and rob you. Be careful. Who will
Jesus
rape you.
fuck.
Jesus, fuck.
I mean,
Yeah,
where's the lie? Where's the
yeah,
lie?
right, right.
No, how dare you? You're racist. That'll never happen.
Well,
But
I am
I
racist,
do,
but that's beside the point.
I do like that this has sparked more controversy online. I think that we need to be having conversations a little
Jeez.
bit more. And I hate that a squirrel is Harambe 2.0 because I actually like squirrels.
Squirrel
They're
and
Same.
raccoon.
Yeah, the raccoon's even worse because I actually like the raccoon videos more than I like the squirrel videos.
Yeah, but
He
they
was
were stealing like TikTok views from that blonde woman in Texas. So she had to
Be right
do it.
back.
She had to kill them.
Was she?
Like I'm going to say this right now. I was talking with my family earlier today, and my little sister said that she wanted to go visit Germany when she was older. She's 13. I looked at her and went, "You don't want to do that." You don't want to visit
No.
Europe in general.
Not alone, no. Women should not travel to Europe alone.
I don't think they should travel to Europe, period. No. Fuck Europe. It has become that bad to where I would advise my own flesh and blood, do not go there.
Well, since this podcast is overly political, I guess because, well, next time or next Tuesday at the time of this live stream is voting day for the U.S. I do have a fun little tidbit that most people might be suffering with. Rip the squirrel and the raccoon, losing pets, losing a family.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Adam. Absolutely. But
Pets are
because
family.
this is because this is overly. Yes, they did kill it on an anonymous source who has later been identified as a TikToker from Texas that have never had anything to do with these pets.
She was jealous.
And that's why I made the comment about the golden retriever that I knew because I knew the family. They absolutely love their goldens, right? And they had one golden that got viral on YouTube. But could you imagine? He's still in views from that blondie, right? That's how that goes. Anybody that's ever been around a golden retriever knows that golden retrievers are giant fucking babies.
If she's willing to do this, if this blonde woman was willing to do it to a fucking squirrel, imagine what she is willing to do to a child who's stealing views, because unfortunately children have accounts on TikTok and they do dumb
She
shit
was
on TikTok.
basically complaining that, a squirrel is getting more views than an actual human being, and it's the same reaction I've seen a lot of streamers have to Iron Mouse, who recently won like the most viewed female streamer, and loads of other streamers, like IRL streamers, got really mad because a lot of a fucking anime woman got more views than all these people. Blah blah blah. What is this? What the fuck's going on with society?
Yeah, well,
it's the same energy.
One of the great things, and this is coming from somebody that's been a VTuber for a little while, one of the great things about donning the VTuber avatar is that it focuses more on the personality and not the looks. Like,
the anti-VTuber people, they always describe VTubers, they're not even real, it's a fucking anime girl on your screen. Yeah, with a real person behind it, you moron. It's an avatar. No. If VTubers are just fake anime characters, then Saigon of Akkad is just a PNG of Saigon of Akkad's helmet. There isn't a real Carl Benjamin. He doesn't exist. Armored Skeptic doesn't exist by that logic. He was never real. He was in our heads the whole time.
Yeah.
So
well,
again,
I mean, you take that back. You take that back to like early streamers. A lot of us didn't use our face. Facecam was considered taboo in the early days of Twitch.
How to Basic was just a pair of hands, just a disembodied pair of hands. That's all he was. He wasn't real.
The lockpicking lawyer. He's just a pair of hands working on locks. Yeah. I don't believe he's ever face revealed.
I mean,
if we ever seen Metaca's face, he doesn't exist. He's a voice that you hear on a video. If you watch him, you're just listening to a fictional voice. He's not real.
Yeah, he's not
but
real.
again, this lends to my credence. If this woman is willing to do this to a squirrel, what is she willing to do to another human being?
Well, after she was found out, she's actually deleted all of her media accounts for obvious reasons.
Fucking good. I hope she stays off the fucking internet.
She needs to. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. She can't come back after this.
No. Like, I don't fucking get it. It's a squirrel. It's a harmless little thing.
A lot of the leftist reaction to this, watch V's videos on this, because the leftist reaction is basically the age-old leftist reaction of why do you care? It's a rodent, it's a pest, it's a vermin, why do you care? Squirrels are vermin, they're a pest. Why do you care about a squirrel? Right-wingers don't really care about a squirrel, why do you care?
Right.
You know it's fucked up because leftists will often say, "Oh, right wingers don't care about anybody but themselves. Right wingers don't care about other people. They don't care about animals." And yet when this happens, and the supposed right wing, basically anybody left of fucking Mao at this point, left of Pol Pot even,
I
anybody
was,
to the
I was
to the
going.
right of him, anybody to the right of him is all fucking pissed at this squirrel shit, and now they're going, "Well, why are you concerned? Why does this anger you?" It's like, well, motherfucker, pick a fucking lane.
Yeah. No, it angers me because, like I said, the family really seems to have enjoyed having that squirrel and raccoon in their life.
I'm not
And
surprised.
like I said,
New York came in and exterminated them.
I've been around domesticated squirrels that have been domesticated because people feed them. Squirrels are very easy to tame because they're a very social creature.
Also, did you know that raccoons purr?
Yes.
Yes.
We
Did you
we
know?
had a baby raccoon once here. I can't imagine anyone wanting to just kill the thing.
Well, we have a
Well,
person we have a person who's perfectly willing to do it.
yes.
All because they got more views on social media. Imagine
These
being that incredibly shallow.
Well, I
these
mean,
these people seem to think that views are some limited resource when they're not. When it comes to
well,
TikTok, there's not a limit on the attention span.
no,
This
Make
is
good
the
content and
same.
you'll be fine.
This is the same reason that Twitch is coming down on VTubers. Why they randomly banned Shondo the day before her anniversary. Oh, no,
Are you
on the
fucking
day of her
kidding me? They
anniversary.
banned Shondo.
Yeah,
they
an
can't ban
hour before
everyone.
she was going to stream, and they're banning people
Wow.
at random. They banned Zentreya, they
Mhm.
banned all. It's because they're angry that the
VTubers
EFOTs are
more
having their
popular than their
attention
simp
stolen by people who actually deserve it more.
You're right,
people who
and
actually produce content.
It's all jealousy.
yeah,
All it is.
and there's even more behind it. Like, you can boil this down to it's why VTubers are getting removed from YouTube because of mass reporting.
Yeah.
It's and
Oh
the
my god,
flip.
it's Mean Girls from high school all over again.
It is.
Literally.
It is.
What's even
100%.
worse than that is there are girls out there that will try to commit suicide if they don't get a certain number of likes on an Instagram post.
This might be
It's
a
these
controversial opinion, and I hope no one gets blamed for this, but I'm not gonna stop them. If they're that fucking shallow and stupid.
uh no,
So
it is literally how we have developed the world's culture. Is everything's about clicks and views. That's the only way you can be right. And this goes back into
Or relevant.
this goes back into one of those videos that YouTube removed from my channel that caused me to start uploading to Rumble. When I was describing how the hierarchy of the woke, or what we called the woke cult, worked. And
Wait, they
it's
removed a video? Which one?
they've removed several of my videos
Jesus.
where I was talking.
Rumble is not as free as it made itself out to be.
It is not. X is far more free, and that's not as free as I would like. But there is this thing when it comes to the mass mental state of the human being. When it comes down to how we view content, how we view us as a content creator. Me, I do this for fun. I make sure I tell people this is just a hobby to me. I work a full time job.
Yeah.
I do things off the internet. In fact, I am disconnected from the internet for at least 10 hours a day now. And I feel great. But when it comes to some content creators, they're constantly on the internet and they constantly have to hit that grind. They have to hit that mouse. They have to hit that milestone. They have to hit this to the point that they will start preaching to a covenant of people
See,
as though they
what it
are a
is,
preacher.
the EFOTs are essentially, and I'm not going to apologize for this take, but the EFOTs are essentially women who didn't want to work, which is understandable because women didn't used to have to, but they found a way but they could simply exist and make a living, because you watch an EFOT stream, typically they're just sat on a chair or on their bed with skimpy clothes. They're maybe doing some dance, or they're just showing their cleavage. They're not doing anything. They're not actually providing entertainment. The money they're getting is from simps.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
the reason VTubers are on the rise, again, female VTubers,
The kind of
because
person
they
who pays
actually
for porn in
provide
today's day and age. Can
entertainment.
you imagine that?
They actually provide entertainment. They're actually playing games. They're funny. They do all kinds of different content. And the EFOTs are looking at that and thinking, game's up. We had it good for a while before VTubers came along, where we basically got to do nothing and make so much money. And now talented people are coming on the scene and taking away all of the attention of the men. And we're not making as much money anymore. And we can't compete with them because we built our platform on not having talent, not doing anything, not actually providing any kind of content or entertainment. We just existed, looked pretty, maybe showed our ass to the camera, and we got money. And now we have to compete with talented people who make things and do things. That's why they hate VTubers so much. And they're trying so hard to take them down.
But it's
Well,
not.
they also just hate skilled people in general. That's the
It's not.
fucked up part.
It's not just e-thoughts though. Believe it or not, it's
Like-
not just e-thoughts.
So think about it. Try and describe the content that, say, Alinity makes. What does she do?
I'm very much aware
Yeah,
of
she
that.
exists.
Who?
She exists.
Alinity, who is basically an amaranth.
Oh,
clone.
wasn't that bitch that spat vodka into a cat's mouth?
Yes.
I can't remember. There's a lot of them, but yet she exists and she makes
But,
money.
I
She's
hope
bad
she
vodka
explodes
in-
randomly in a spontaneous combustion accident.
But when it comes, I can't endorse these messages because TOS. But when it comes down to
Hoping for an impossible phenomenon is nothing wrong. Is nothing bad.
it is on YouTube.
Technically, you are wishing harm upon an individual when you do
Yes,
that.
you are.
So please be careful.
When it comes down to it, it's not just e-thoughts that have these problems. So, like, believe it or not, let's see, what was it? I've heard political figures like Tim Pool complain about the anime woman playing video games on the internet.
I still want to see him debate Kirsha.
Oh, I would love to.
He won't.
He
He
won't.
He
never
Can you
will.
imagine that?
But that's why he
He'll
was
get
complaining.
his ass kicked.
That
He'll get his
is,
ass kicked.
yeah, that is exactly why. That is exactly why he complains. Is because so many people wanted him to debate Kershaw. Kershaw knows
Imagine
a
not
lot.
being able to compete with an anime Foxu.
Is this Tim Pool we're on about?
Yeah, Beanie Boy.
I was
Beanie Boy.
Yeah.
We don't
So-
say we don't say his name around here.
Dim
The
sum.
Mostly-
problem he has, because his argument is, well, they hide behind an avatar. His argument is that they're cowards. No, what it is, again, is jealousy, because they thought of a way to keep their private lives but still voice their opinions, and he didn't do that, and he doesn't have a private life. He is harassed a lot. And he's
Well,
jealous
I
of
agree with you
Kershaw. That's why.
Yeah.
Pim Tool didn't have to choose the career that he chose. He did, though, and now he's bitter that a woman who from the north, I'm not going to say her state, but she's been open about it, so you guys can figure it out yourselves.
It's obvious from her accent where she's from.
Yeah, I'm still not going to say it though, but it's all she's a woman from the U.S. who manages to keep her anonymity to a degree because again, nobody is completely anonymous on the internet, and nobody ever will, because we're just a high-tech society at this point. And managed to keep her anonymity with very few consequences. And not only has she made a living out of it, she fucking thrives. She was gifted a fucking Chris Vector by one of her fans, customized
remember.
for her.
Yes.
I saw her reaction to that live. That was very wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
You don't, and you don't get that just by being a big tittied VTuber avatar, though. That certainly does help.
I think it was her anniversary stream or one of them. I can't remember.
yeah.
Or was it a Christmas stream? I can't remember. But you know the butter dog video that comes up on her stream sometimes.
Yeah.
They pay to have that in Times Square, and she
I saw
reacted to
that.
that. Yeah,
Well, it's like
that was so good.
it's like it's like I remember when Garagura sung the thing at Dodger Stadium, right?
He is now the Dodgers'
Yeah,
good luck
again, and
charm.
She's the Dodgers mascot.
that pissed
Can you
off all
imagine
of
that? A
the
bunch of them are now
celebrity
just like,
women.
listen, I
Yeah.
don't care, okay? We're gonna pray to the anime chick, and everything's gonna be fine. It worked last year, it'll work next year. Shut your fucking face and pray!
The thing
You
is,
got to
like,
remember the reaction that got from celebrity women, because that used to be their job.
yeah, but think
And
about it.
And then they
V
complained that we weren't allowed to use the male gaze. And
But
V basically put this in his video on it, where like celebrity women have fallen so far. Like the Hollywood
Correct.
actresses and the singers, they've become so toxic and leftist and crazy that now people like the place like. So, like a few years ago, that would have been a famous singer or Hollywood actress up on that screen singing that, and now it's Nanami Girl. And you got to ask yourself, why is that? And it's because nobody wants to see them anymore, because they're just horrible people. People want to see Gaogura.
It's because
because
there's
Gura
talent.
is actually, well, Gura's also, to those people who know her, she's a very wholesome individual, as sometimes she's perhaps not, but she's generally a wholesome individual. And she has, and as you said, Shadow, she has talent. She is a talented singer. She's a talented dancer.
Yes,
Like,
and she's very much a
This
forecast.
is slightly relevant. A bit of it. I saw a green text meme. Now, I know green text are usually fake, but if it was real, it was so funny. It was someone saying like he's been watching Gaogura for ages. He like, jerks off to her, or he watches porn of her, blah blah blah. Then at he lives in like New York or something, and he said goes to like a family gathering, and one of his younger cousins, he recognizes her voice and her mannerisms and her sense of humor. And he realizes, oh god.
But the thing is,
and to be entirely fair to Gura, that's not inherently. That could just be someone with similar mannerisms and cadence. So
Yeah,
like,
but that would
it's
have been.
unlikely, but it can if it is real.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, it's things like Garagura is very much a personality from the old Chan days,
Yeah.
where you could shitpost. You could say things that weren't always necessarily seen as value. It was seen as, it's funny. But it's what it is. Like, I run most of my streams like old school YouTubers. Because to me, that's what's funny. It's what's most people seem to like. But I want to say but a lot because I'm sorry, I'm a little tired.
That's fine.
When it comes down to why people hate this, is because, well, what's the substance content? It's because they want to continue this whole trend of, well, content can't evolve forward, we must pull up the ladder. And that's why I said, like, it's on both sides. Like, I deal with
It's like I said, that the EFOTs had a thing going, a really good thing going for quite a while, where they just had to exist and they made money from simps. And then the actual talented
in all
girls
fairness,
showed
if
up.
all I had to do make money was exist, I'd totally just do that.
I can't
Well,
do
theoretically
that
you can. Well, theoretically you can.
I can't.
And then I just do whatever the fuck I wanted afterwards.
Because
theoretically, again, you can.
Nobody wants to see Jackie sitting on a chair half naked. I'm kind of
Jackie.
Some people would pay for that.
Jackie.
Some people
Let's have a poll in the street.
Jackie, this is the internet. You are wrong.
Nobody.
I've got the math to prove it.
Nobody wants to see a pale white tranny sitting her ass on a chair. Nobody.
Hey Jackie, how much?
Does
how much
anybody
money-
have like something like? Where's Worf? I need him to smack you.
Hey
Eh.
Jackie, remind me before they got kicked off the internet. How much money was Keffels getting a month?
Yeah. So glad that bitch is gone.
So, in other words,
But you
having
give
disproven your point thoroughly through the power of observation and having 2 functional eyes.
Well, see, that's
like,
another thing, though. Like, that's what I was getting at. It's not just ethos. Like, Keffels absolutely hated people like me because, oh my god, you're not part of the cult, therefore you're fake. And it's like, bitch, I've been on HRT longer than you have been a thing. I just kept it
You
on the
don't vote
maps.
for Harris, you ain't trans.
Right?
Is that the new slogan? Please tell me that's a new slogan.
If you don't vote for Harris, you're not trans. I'm definitely not
You know
trans.
You're not
that
trans, you
comic
say.
that political meme comic guy did, where Biden's like sucking the melanin out of someone because they didn't vote for him. It's
that
like
was a
that.
George Alexopoulos comic.
Yeah, he's like going up to like it's Harris going up to trans people that are voting for Trump, and like sucking like the estrogen or testosterone or whichever out of them, and they just end up being back to their regular sex again.
Oh, so that's why Harris
it
constantly
is-
has forced laughter.
Is chat. I would have to actually take time to put on makeup, shave, wear certain clothing that I no longer have.
This sounds like a you problem.
And nobody
So
wants
this
And
sounds
for
like
chat's problem. Donate.
nobody wants
if-
to see a pale white tranny in combat boots and tactical pants.
Jackie.
If
I
there
will
is
disagree
any
with you
amount
there.
of fucking way that I could describe to you in the English language or any other human language how incredibly wrong you are.
Jackie,
Exactly.
let me
I'm going to draw
explain this.
that.
Let me explain this to you in a way that I think might understand. There are people on the internet who would pay $1,000 just to see a coconut in panties. A coconut.
Yeah,
I
but
think you're underselling your value here.
I
How
think
How much do you think? How much do you really doubt how much a degenerate is willing to pay just to see a tranny in panties and combat boots?
In fact, there's probably a small subsection of the market exclusively for that.
I also highly doubt that they would like, that small subsect would probably not like the fact that I'm very much a gun autist.
You are really expanding your audience. You know this, right?
Jackie,
You might as well just be saying, I can't believe that anybody would just, like peanut butter. No one could possibly like peanut butter.
Jackie, if it exists, there's porn of it, and if there's porn of it, there's an audience for it.
There isn't. No.
You could
Yeah.
easily make 3K with that.
A month.
A week.
Yeah, probably a week.
But I
It's
don't
just
know.
gonna cost you your fucking soul.
Yeah. That's I guess.
Well, that's a conversation her and God are going to make. Anyway, back to
I'm already
ethos and how
going to have a lot of conversations with God.
you're going to have quite a few more.
It's gonna be one
But
hell of a fight, I can tell you that.
Who do you think will win?
Tuck, do you really think that's going to be a wrestling match or an aggressive cuddling session? Trick question, because the answer
What,
is
with
both.
God? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna fucking go for the eyes.
But yeah.
See, with God, I'm going to go with some friendly spooning. But anyway,
but
as long as he's the big spoon. Anyway,
This is how I go down as a legend.
When it comes down to it, I have actually spitballed the idea of starting a GunTube channel several times.
Do it.
I'll watch that.
I'd watch it.
I don't think many people would.
Let's just go check Brandon Herrera's sub count here.
So, Jackie, you know how many people who watch the
3.72 million.
You do realize how many people who watch the who watch BPL live ask text for gun things. Like, what was your
Dude, in all fairness,
your favorite
Tex could read
1911
someone
film?
the phone book and they would they would probably pay for it.
I love his
There,
voice.
Tex could read somebody the Yellow Pages, and somebody would
That's
probably
what I
just
said.
I love Tex's voice.
I aspire to have that level of
See?
voice when I reach
I've
my
actually
40s.
seen pictures of Tex, and yeah, he's not bad looking, but I love his voice. And I know it's years of self abuse that causes that, but
Alcohol, smoking,
screaming. A lot of screaming.
that too.
So what
But
you're telling me is give me a couple more years of my incredibly stupid habits and I'll probably sound like Tex. Got it. Awesome.
Or
well,
either that, or you'll sound like fucking Boom.
if you look or if you listen to
Boom
some of
Howard.
his old Space Station 13 content, like when I first discovered who Tex was, he was actually screaming at his mic because it was on the other side of his desk from his PC. He actually said that in one video. Yeah, no, I love Tex. I absolutely do. And
Like I quite literally sit there. I love listening to all of the lore and history of BattleTech while I'm just working away. God, I love my job.
I want to imagine someone screaming at the mic while they play. I don't know if you guys have watched Monty Python, the flying circus show they used to do.
Mhm.
They had a reoccurring character that was like
Did you
this
just say
mentally
I don't know
disabled
if you've
northerner.
seen that?
No, the actual TV show, not the movies.
Oh, I mean, Shadow. Do you know what
They used
most?
to have this character that was always shouting. He had like a napkin on his head. He's like, "Hello,
Architect!
welcome to
Sha-
my
Yeah,
flower
I remember
present."
that show. I remember
Shadow,
that
Shadow.
show.
I'm going to meet you with spam, 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 spam.
Shadow, in Canada, they probably still have it, but there was some TV network called Comedy Central, and if you had cable, you could watch it on channel 30.
Most people I know have only seen the films. So that's why I say.
They used to rerun old show. This was like back when Canadian television was fucking wild. We had a show called Puppets Who Kill, an entire show about serial killer puppets. Just straight up, it was fucked up.
You remember Crank
My
Like-
Yankers?
brain hurts.
Ye-
Fuck. You guys ever seen the movie, what was that horror movie, Cube?
Yeah.
Canadian.
First one was good. Every other one was crap and unnecessary.
Yeah.
Most people
'Cause
don't
they-
know this. Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis were Canadian.
Oh, here's a fun fact. That remember the dude who gets his face melted off by acid?
Mhm.
In Cube
It's
there?
reminding me of that. I hate that stuff in films.
Yeah, he's actually a beloved actor from a Canadian show called The Red Green Show.
I love you, Millie. But yeah, the kind of portly bald guy in the Atlantis series, that is actually the lead writer of both SG-1 and Atlantis.
I'm not surprised.
It's the thing, like, at one point in time, we had all these fantastic TV shows with depth.
So did we. So did we. I wonder what happened.
I don't know what happened to the British television market. I do
The same
know
thing that happened to the
BBC went
Canadian
full
television market.
communist is what happened.
I do
Yeah.
know that Monty Python's Flying Circus used to play. They would play like 3 hours of it on PBS before their nightly sign off when I was a child.
My
Because
favourite sketch is still the aliens that turn people into Scotsmen.
I remember seeing the reboot of Doctor Who, like, the very first time that I'd even heard of it, and they were broadcasting it over here on the CBC.
Hmm.
And it was Christopher Eccleston as Doctor Who.
He's the best out of the new ones, I reckon.
I
prefer
was
Tennant
so mad when they
personally.
just like regened him at the end of the season. I was like, "Are you
But
fucking
yeah,
serious?"
He only agreed to do one season because he didn't want to be typecast, and also he despised Russell T Davis and all of the producers.
yeah,
He hates them with a passion.
Yeah, I think he
Uh,
did it an interview where he called them cunts.
Yeah, I love.
Someone at a fan convention, I think last year, said, "Would you ever come back?" And he just on stage at a convention goes, "Fire Russell T Davies, fire," and he lists all his people. He goes, "Fire all of them, and I'll consider coming
Yeah.
back."
Yeah. The thing with
Surprised.
David Tennant was a good doctor, but
Yeah.
it was because the writing or the production staff had to model the doctor to fit Tennant better. Because Tennant looks better when he's running, talking, and thinking at the same time.
Yeah.
He's very much that kind of actor.
See, I grew up with the classic show because we had it on VHS. So before, because again, Doctor Who was cancelled in the 80s, so my whole generation until the reboot, no kid my age knew what Doctor Who was. But I knew because I'd grown up with it all on VHS. So I remember being the only kid at school for years who knew anything about Doctor Who, and then the reboot comes out. And I was like, I've been telling you guys about this show for years.
Actually, fun little fact: the song that Hal sings, Daisy, is actually a reference to Doctor Who.
It used to be good. It used to be an amazing show.
That was back when, oh god, stuff like The Outer Limits, which was a continuation of The Twilight Zone, and you will not ever tell me anything different. God.
Another show, sci-fi show, not made by the BBC, but a really good British sci-fi show is Red Dwarf.
Oh, Red Dwarf was
Everyone should
great.
watch Red Dwarf.
Sliders was great.
And the fact that when they brought it back again, and the writer, you could tell the writer was just pissed off with like the way modern TV is gone because all the new series was taking the piss out of woke culture.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Great.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, I miss the era where we actually had written stories that had depth. This, like, there was
Again,
a
the competency crisis. They're
Characters weren't
all the writers
two-dimensional
are gone.
representations of all the writers' anxieties and issues when they had coming out to their parents.
Let's see what else is, like, I'm not a
Well,
huge.
that's assuming these people ever came out to their parents. Most of them never did.
I never
Because they
care.
were
Here's a
kids.
comparison, right? My favourite era of Doctor Who, because again I grew up with it on VHS, is the second and third Doctors. And the third Doctor, he was trapped on Earth and he worked for the military, for the UN. So most of the stories revolved around like soldiers fighting robots and aliens, right? Modern Doctor Who, they try and like make him into this like pacifist guy who hates guns, he hates soldiers, he'll never do this, I'll never use a gun, I'll never kill someone. There's a scene where John Pertwee walks out of a mansion and these Ogrons, like these alien mercenaries, are coming at him. He picks up a ray gun off the dead one and just instantly shoots 3 of them. That's how much Doctor Who changed from back then to now.
Well,
Just
you
like
can make-
the third Doctor, fuck all y'all.
you can make a doctor who doesn't like firearms or
Mm.
really weapons in general because of his experiences in the Time War. This is doable.
That's kind of what they did with the movie,
Mm.
which, I'll be honest with you, I liked how they cast the War Doctor, the unknown Doctor of the series.
That was
Wh-
cool. John Hurt did a good job.
Well, John Hurt wanted to be Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's like Christopher Lee wanting to be Gandalf, but getting cast as Saruman and still killing it.
Yeah. John Hurt absolutely wanted to be the Doctor as far back as Alien. He wanted to be part of that franchise, but they just never could get him cast for it. Another one is the Scottish Doctor. I forget his name. Peter
Tennant was
Capaldi.
Scottish.
Peter.
I feel so bad for
David
Peter.
Tennant's also Scottish, I believe.
Yeah, but I say Scottish because
yes.
David Tennant had to play up the British accent instead of the
Peter
natural
Capaldi had the problem where he was good, because again, he'd wanted this role all his life, but the writers didn't know how they wanted his character to be, and that's why in every episode he's got a different personality.
Ugh.
And it's the same problem that Colin Baker had as well. They kept messing with his character.
I I love the character that Peter Capaldi had in the first 2 episodes of his run, because it was
Wasn't he like a curmudgeonly Scottish dude?
he was very dark. It was
Yes,
not
Oh
and
yeah.
it was
in
not
Britain,
like it was not like the noble bright doctor. It was dark.
yeah.
It was
Oh, you're gonna die. Oh well, bye.
But the Puritans in the nanny state complained, and they had to tone it down, which always happens in British TV.
I remember binge watching Doctor Who as a tank. Yeah, Millie, I've binge watched a lot of Doctor Who. I can forgive the Matt Smith Doctor because it's more whimsical, but it fits his personality.
I actually think that Matt Smith would have made a better Doctor if they cast him now, because I don't watch the crappy Game of Thrones crap or whatever it is, but I've seen pictures of him and he looks a lot older now, but he actually looks more like he would have made a good Doctor now. Now he's older.
His
So,
performance in the Dance of Dragons was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I actually.
so I don't think Matt Smith was a bad doctor by
Mm,
any means. I just think he needed to. They didn't know whether to make him a little sillier or a little more serious, and it kept flip flopping.
I
If they
I
had decided, if they had decided on a route that they wanted to go with
mhm,
Doctor Who when he was the Doctor, which, given that David Tennant was a more serious Doctor,
mhm.
a reprieve season or two with Matt Smith probably wouldn't have gone unwelcome. Something lighthearted to get
Oh
away
yeah,
from
absolutely.
all the drama and the the deep introspection of David Tennant's tenure.
Mhm,
Matt Smith being a sillier doctor would have worked because the man does silly perfectly fucking fine. I mean, look at how he did fucking
mhm.
Morbius. That
Yeah,
man does not have a serious bone in his body if he does not want it.
I also suggest that there was another third problem with everything going insane, and I would suggest that that would be Tumblr.
oh,
Everything
absolutely.
about that horrible fucking site should have died.
What a great derail into another little topic I wanted to cover.
I know
Oh,
Welcome to the
exactly
Derail
why they've done
Podcast.
this.
Rivet
I know
from
exactly why they've done this.
oh God, no! I just saw that. Don't no.
You want
Rivet
to know why
from
they've done this? Because there's a lot of Rule 34 and a lot of men like her, and that's why they have to make her a lesbian, because they have to
Oh
always take
God.
away things that men like. They did
See,
the
see,
writer did the same with Madame Dimitrescu. He waited for ages until she got popular, and then came out and said, "Oh, she's a lesbian, by the way. You can't have her."
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The
here's
same
the
reason
thing.
they made Laura Croft gay as well. If
See,
there's
They
here's
did
the
ever
what
thing.
an
now?
attractive female character, they have
Oh
to make
yeah,
them gay, so
Lara
men
Croft's
can't have
gay,
them.
and Lara Croft is at the very least bisexual in the Netflix show.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
but they
sorry.
do this every time. If it's an ugly female character, not bothered. If men seem to like a female character, they'll go, crap, we need to make this
Yeah,
character gay. We can't let men have something. We
yeah.
just
That's
Put a
can't.
chicken and make her lame and gay.
that is
Here's the
exactly
thing, though.
why. That is 100% the reason why Tracer is a lesbian. By the way.
Yes.
Yeah, I
That
believe that
that
because
see
Blizzard.
see there is a green text, either a green text or a Twitter post that literally said, I don't ever remember Tracer being gay because the amount of pipe that I've seen her take.
Yeah,
Like
That's why they
I
do it.
think my favorite reaction that I ever saw to Overwatch 2 was, "Holy shit, this is a game."
Again,
yeah.
V pointed this out in a video ages ago where he basically, to demonstrate this, he showed you like a whole list of all the female characters from League of Legends. He basically said all of the ugly ones, the mid-looking ones, the boring ones, they're all straight. All of the absolutely gorgeous, like anime waifus, they're all lesbians.
But yeah, no,
that doesn't stop men.
no,
That's
Yeah,
what they don't
that
fucking
really
get.
is not gonna help shit, is it?
no, it doesn't.
Oh
But
no, I have to see two women tongue punch each other's fucking soapbox. Oh no, what a tragedy. Where did my pants go? Like, it
Or no,
doesn't
how did this
stop.
happen?
Like, it
but
doesn't
that's the
stop
thing.
people.
That's the fucking thing about it, though, right? Like we
They've
live
done.
in a
They got.
we live in this
I'll
time
let you
period.
say first.
We live in this time period where, like, you know, this shit happens constantly. Oh god, Rivet's gay. Literally an endangered
cares?
species. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Again, this is also
Imagine
from a V
forsaking
video,
your
but
entire species just because you're like, fuck it.
this has happened to Bayonetta and 2B for Nier yeah.
Automata.
Yeah.
Just
We're
say near.
basically,
Just say near.
you know, the meme, it's like, it's not happening.
It's not happening. It is
It
happening,
is
but it's
happening, but now
good.
it's good. People, some 4chan are basically observe that you notice this with attractive characters. When they first come out, Bayonetta was like slandered by Anita and all the feminists. This is
Mm-hmm.
it's a horrible design. It's men objectifying women, blah blah blah.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden they turn Bayonetta into like a queer icon, and then they're saying her design is perfect. She's the perfect lesbian character. Everyone loves women love Bayonetta.
They tried doing it with Samus, but the
And
Metroid
they got
community said, "Go
pissed
fuck
off
yourself."
when in the next game Bayonetta gets with a man and has a daughter.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden she's bad again.
No. To be fair, that's not in a video game directly. That was just official art from the artist who worked on all
They've
that.
done it with 2B now as well. When 2B came out, feminists were outraged. They were saying this is horrible. How could you design a character like this? Now you go on Twitter and look up leftists talk about 2B. They're all saying how amazing her design is because now she's a queer icon.
Oh no, see that's another thing. Like most people don't know this. Before Bridget became a trans icon in the West.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ugh,
I'm bringing.
don't even get me started on Bridget again.
Literally not a thing in Japan.
Yeah,
The brisket.
I'm bringing up the brisket.
It begins.
Most people don't realize this. Brisket was a femboy, and the reason the left fucking hated it because femboys deny trans people for some reason.
Well, that and it was supposedly Otonoku, and that and his entire backstory is he was basically groomed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still a he, seethe and cope, bitches.
I've had this
argument.
So the context for Bridget is there is a prophecy in the village that he is from that if two male boys are born, that the world will end. That's why when Bridget was born, they raised him as a girl because they thought that would fucking fix the problem. Spoilers, it really didn't, but
this is the thing. All you have to explain is it wasn't Bridget's choice. So how can it be dysphoria?
But the thing about it is
because they put in some hipster-looking motherfucker who said it was in that stupid fucking game.
No, but this is the thing. The leftists do this quite a lot. I remember Hassan was saying, people were saying, if you think America's like so horrible to trans people, name another country that treats them better. And he's like, in Pakistan, they're actually very accepting of trans people. And people like Hassan, they don't choose that.
No,
that's literally gay men who are told you transition or we kill you.
Yeah.
So and again, I don't even know how 2B could be a queer icon when literally her entire fucking problem is she can't stop loving 9S.
No. Shut up. Stop thinking about it. How dare you?
She doesn't realize it until she's gotten impaled.
No spoilers. I haven't played that game fully yet. I'm going to play it soon.
Yeah, no
It's late now.
No spoilers. No spoilers. But
are you actually running through it?
He's planning.
I might stream it when I build up the courage to stream.
Okay, so
I've had the game for ages, but the PC port has had problems. I think they've fixed it by now.
Oh, the PC port's perfectly fine. I was able to run it on
But I intend to play the original Nier first on emulator because I have the Western one with the father rather than the kid.
So you don't have to worry about continuity all that much.
I know, but I just like to see the progression of franchises, like how they adapt
fair,
over time.
But Automata is pretty much standalone. Aside
it's in the same universe. There is loose continuity, and it's in the same setting.
It's in the far future. It's in the.
I like playing the older games so that when I play the newer stuff, I get the references. I notice things. I'm like, I know what that's pointing out.
Guys.
Banana.
We need to derail again because we have to celebrate something going great for one of our chatters.
All right,
So-
go on.
What?
So,
What's
Gil,
going on?
also known as Quetzal Smasher, has a 4080 Super coming in Thursday.
Hell
It's a
yeah!
4080 Super.
It's a graphics card.
It is a
Awesome.
killer graphics card. And he's going to probably build his PC next weekend, which means
Hey.
To the chatter, congratulations. I hope your new PC runs as smoothly as the PC can.
you'll finally be able to emulate a PS2 game.
Shite! As a Killzone fan.
no. The thing is like, I think it's great when people start getting into PC gaming because you start
Yes,
learning about a
because
lot of stuff.
consoles need to die.
Yeah.
Consoles
But-
used to be good. Now they're crap.
But the only consoles that I like are handhelds, and it's because they have a functional purpose. They're a handheld thing that I can play games on. The only
Yes.
reason I own old consoles is because there are still games that I can't run on my PC because they're either not on it or the PC ports are trash.
I wish they would bring Killzone over to PC. You have no idea how much. I would have to go through several boxes of tissue from
But, like,
crying.
handheld,
From
I think
crying,
are alright
obviously,
because
not
they
from
have a
anything.
functional thing where I can take them anywhere and play
I'm
anywhere.
just proud of Rockstar for figuring out how to get Red Dead Redemption on PC. Now if they'll
I'm
get Red Dead
surprised
now if they'll figure out how to get Red Dead Revolver on PC.
I'm
That one might be a
surprised they
little more
didn't censor
difficult.
anything. That's what I was worried about when that remaster came out. I was like, are
See,
they going to censor it? Are they going to censor it? And no, they left
Well,
it alone.
well,
It's crazy.
Rockstar really doesn't censor stuff.
They do. Do you not
Yeah.
remember the GTA
Not-
remasters?
Fair.
Yeah. Apparently, chat has given Regis a nickname.
What is my nickname?
You are now the Yammering Hat Man.
Okay, so the avatar
Excellent.
is I forget who. It's the guy who does the Christian Tiger video. The Christian Tiger.
I know. I know, but
He did a self defense video, and he was attacking with a knife because self defense with a knife. My friend I had made for that. I asked her to make it for me. If you want to know who it is, it's at Dusk Dawn Girl. She has a fanfic that's actually longer than the Bible. It's called Messages for Dad. Please go check it out. It's a great fucking 40K fanfic.
yeah. Also, I know.
Shilling from my friend over.
I also know Dusky. She is an amazing person.
Yes.
Oh, didn't something happen to poor Dusky?
I haven't looked in a while.
A member of her family has passed on. I'm not going to give any details because not my. Well, she's posted it on Twitter. Her grandmother.
Hopefully she's doing better.
She is. She
That's
sounded
good.
a bit better a couple days ago. Yesterday, before we did our D&D session.
Yeah,
She
but
sounded better.
She's an amazing person and a very talented artist. She's
I think what helped her cope was the fact that it was a rather quick decline. Like it was very sudden. Like the night that this was Monday night. The night that she found out her grandmother had 72 hours, it was like within 3 hours. It was a very quick decline. So I think that's what helped because she didn't suffer all that much.
I'll never forget.
Dusky is rather pragmatic in that way.
I will never forget when my grandmother passed on. All of my cousins, aunts, and my nuclear family were in that hospital room going, is this what normal families do when family members pass? Because that's the first time that ever happened. Most of the time, my family members work themselves until they pass out in the field.
But no,
Yeah, that sounds like the most farmer thing I've ever heard.
yeah. But anyhow, the whole 2B thing. Literally, 2B is not queer at all.
What part
She
of no
lit-
spoilers?
Well, it's not spoilers to say that 2D
It's not
is giving
spoilers.
up.
I'm just telling you the motivations of a character that you want to find out about by yourself.
There's also another
Well, she's also
reason
getting the pipe from 9S.
that they do
Because
this,
the
and I
twink,
think
the twink has an artillery cannon.
I can't
We all
remember
know
if it
this.
was Sargon or V that pointed this out, where there's this kind of leftist belief that obviously being gay or lesbian is like brave and stunning and empowering. They've kind of gotten to the point where they think that not being gay makes you not impressive or strong. So, which is why nearly all female characters written by woke writers are lesbians,
Have you
because
not
that's the
seen
way that
that
they
Tom
make a
McDonald
character
one?
seem strong.
Have you not heard the
No.
new Tom McDonald song? You're probably racist if you're not gay.
Yeah, but
Well,
there was
What I
one of
don't, what
those waifu
well,
gacha games came out. I think it was Endless Zero. They had this female character that got really popular, and then the writer, no, that it then did an update where the male protagonist can romance her, and all of the woke fans got pissed off because they, in their headcanon, made her a lesbian. Because again, and their complaint was she's not a strong character anymore.
Well,
Because in
didn't
their
you see
heads, a
the?
woman is only strong and impressive when she's gay. Which is
Didn't
right
you see
again,
the
why
one
they
where
make
they
Lara
had
Croft
them
gay?
My Hero Academia one where they're just like, she's clearly trans, and then they're like, no, she's not.
well, they
And
seem
then
to
they
think
had to
that
update it on Twitter with a fucking community note going, the author's headcanon.
so
uh,
Toga was never trans, and whoever gets that fucking idea is fucking retard. She's literally a vampire.
It is
chick.
Twitter.
She's literally a vampire chick.
it's
You don't.
Twitter.
What I never understand from these motherfuckers is why are they so dead set on seeing themselves in media? Are their egos that fucking fragile?
Uh,
And the answer is yes.
the thing is they don't want to see depth of character. They just want to see a shallow reflection.
No, they just want
Again,
to see themselves. Or they want to see they want to see an imagined version of themselves.
yeah.
And what I don't fucking get is when I sit down to play a video game, I don't want to see me. I do not want to see a fat white guy. Gonna say it right fucking now.
Well,
I do not want to see a fat white guy.
the
Like,
Bridget situation was the perfect example of this, because when the writer basically said, because again, the writer kowtowed to the woke mob and said, "Oh yeah, Bridget's trans," and basically, and then when all the trans people saw this character that was chosen to be raised as a girl by his parents and then ends up with dysphoria, and all these people on Twitter were like, "Oh my god, that's literally me," and I was, okay,
I'm
bit of
sorry.
a concerning thing there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm also having to block a message on Twitter.
Did you get a bot again, or was it a troll?
No, I had somebody message me about how I'm obviously something because I am I have a gif of Galil from Upate.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Well, because canonically Galil is a middle schooler.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? It's just a picture of a fucking thing dancing. It's an
it's
animated GIF.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just an
What?
anime girl dancing.
That's
There's nothing
what
sexual
I'm.
about it.
Huh?
Yeah, that guy just self-reported himself.
Pretty much. The thing
I wonder
You know,
what's on
is
his hard drive.
it's amazing how many of these people who legitimately see porn and everything get caught with CP.
Yeah, but
in
their
their
go-to way to win an argument against you is to call you a coma or a porn addict.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Is
I like seeing
is that a
titties,
win?
but I don't get me wrong. I like titties, but like I'm not just sitting here constantly with my cock in my hand. So
He lied.
Well,
no, I already got my wank in for the day. I don't do it. I don't do it on.
it kind of
Works.
goes
Definitely
back to
lied.
that Twitter account that kind of left the internet because of me. That was hilarious.
I don't know
Good.
this story. What's this about?
So, this happened when I first joined a very, very select group of individuals on the internet that may or may not have a Discord server that is of a very select few individuals on the internet.
I get.
The joke is,
Do I know this one?
yes, you do know
I
this
don't
one.
get this one.
Ah, I'm
I
famous.
don't get
They're
this one.
very unpopular, but very
like
popular.
our Discord.
I see. Okay, I see. Yeah, I
Ah,
don't
bigot.
get this.
I had somebody comment on something I posted to the fact that it was trans people can't be Nazis except for Jackie. Jackie is the only case where a trans person can be a Nazi.
What the fuck?
And I remember the
I
comments below that were, "You really don't understand Jackie, do you?"
You don't get our
I
entire
don't.
group.
Like, you can be a Nazi and a trans person, but Jackie, you're not a Nazi. If
There's a
anything, you hate
surprising
the fact.
amount of those.
No, I just like
Yes.
saying Zig Zeon because it pisses off a certain group of American anime fans.
Okay, so
Also,
hot
Zig
take.
Zeon.
Okay, hot take. Operation British with an act of self-defense.
They did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. How dare you?
The only thing that was done wrong was the choice of target. They should have done it to New York.
I won't disagree
Also-
with that.
Also, I'm just going to point out Zeon had drip.
Oh, Xeon
Yes.
had
Yes, they did.
Xeon had the best mechs. Xeon had the best uniforms. Xeon had the best tanks. Xeon literally has Big Zam. What super weapon does the Federation have during the 1 year war? Do they have a Big Zam? Do they have a mobile armor? No. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Technically, they had the GP01 or the GP00 Blossom, which may or may not have been used to develop the GP02, which was designed to launch a tactical nuke. At what, the world will never know.
Probably a Xeon target.
Evil always has the best drip. The thing is Zeon Zum Daikun was not an evil person. Zeon Zum Daikun, his entire
So
thing, his entire politics was, you know, leave us alone. We kind of want to just be ourselves. The
Oh,
people
because
who
of that.
so Xeon Remdekun was also a very firm believer that space noids were basically becoming the new Ubermensch, which in a way he's not wrong, because while there aren't very many new type that are Earthborn, there are a shit ton of spaceborn new types.
Mhm.
Like
One of the
you can't trip on a colony without hitting a fucking new type.
few examples of an Earthborn new type is Armor Ray.
He's one of the
Yes,
few. That's the
yes,
problem.
he is one of the, and that could actually be because his mom and dad were exposed to Minovsky particles during his conception.
Yes.
Because, believe it or not, his mother's actually highly intelligent.
Well, Amuro Ray was also a bitch near the end, near
Yeah.
the beginning. By the end, he was a mega Chad. Let's be real.
Well, I think that's the other thing is Gundam is actually anti-war propaganda. Most people don't realize that.
So yes and no. Like it very clearly takes a nuanced stance, because it doesn't say that the Earth Federation is wrong for self-defense, but it does say that, excuse me, that they were wrong for treating the fucking new types
Mhm.
like shit.
Most people, especially on Twitter, who are too stupid to get the anti-war message of the UC Timeline Gundam, so they see the funny Xeon man, they get mad. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that in the Gundam fandom, especially in the English side. It's something that I find really funny because when you're on a Japanese site for Japanese fans of certain things, it's normally, hey man, that looks fucking cool. I like what you did with the colors, or I like the sculpts you did. I pretty much exclusively have an account just for browsing Japanese 40K.
Not surprised.
Well, it helps that I understand Japanese.
Yeah, that would help.
She reads moon speak.
I'll never forget that. So many Americans speaking Japanese. Me. Yeah, I speak Japanese. I worked for a Japanese company for 8 years.
See, I only know one thing in Japanese other than arigato or domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Watashi wa no tensai desu.
Eat my
See, you
shield.
laugh because you know what that means.
Eat
I
my
have
shield.
no idea what the fuck you just said.
Translation: I am a natural disaster, and it's not in a "oh, you're cool." It's a the translation literally means that you are a massive fuck up.
I mean, we all knew this, but
Well, it's
Fuck you!
like
I have an awesome job and I don't have to work hard. Fuck you! I'm awesome.
one
do
of
you
the-
think I work hard, motherfucker?
No, I don't. I actually don't. Like half the time, when I do a rental thing, I just have to wait for everybody to leave. I have 10 hours of sitting around.
Okay, I actually have to
I
do shit. Work, but
I can neither confirm nor deny Jackie's day job is hard. It depends on the day and what's going on.
but anyhow,
I
back to
mean,
what were we talking about again?
fuck if I know.
Welcome to the Derailed podcast.
Welcome to the Derailed podcast. Yes, this entire 2 hours spat has just been the opening.
This is
No,
only the beginning.
We've hit.
Now on to our first topic.
No, we
Now
hit
to
our
our-
topics. Shut the fuck up. We hit our topic.
All right, now that the preamble is done, on to the forward.
Yeah, all this was just the honourable mentions.
Yeah,
Are-
exactly. We still
are-
have
are
to
we
go
f-
through everything else.
Are we forwarding on to Dawn?
Mm. All
Or-
right.
Fuck Halo 5.
Oh, have you heard? Halo, a number, whatever the new number of Halo is not being developed by 343. Is being developed by Halo Team.
What the
That
fuck
is
is
free
Who the
Halo?
hell is Halo Team?
343 Industries got rebranded as Halo Team, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't care.
Looks terrible.
It does.
Let it burn.
And EA is trying to buy out Petroglyph Studios, apparently. At least one rumor.
Yeah, you can also burn.
No, do not touch Petroglyph. They keep Empire at War alive.
Too late.
They just updated it like a few days ago. They still update that game, and it's specifically to improve the code so that the modding community can
Shadow, I
make
want you
them
to
up.
understand something. That may be the last possible update that it will ever receive.
Do you want me to tell you why I said that? Petroglyph Studios is literally just Westwood.
I miss old Westwood. I
I
miss
do
the old
too.
days.
I miss Westwood because Westwood was an amazing company. They couldn't get a
They
VS
made Dungeon Keeper, for God's sake.
That wasn't Westwood.
Wasn't it Westwood?
No.
I'm fairly
Oh.
certain it was.
Hold on. We will pull this up. Who
To the giggles.
made... Well, it's Leo. Because, I don't use Google.
I use DuckDuckGo.
That's about as bad as Google.
I'm using...
What?
It was
Really?
Bullfrog.
Yeah.
Bullfrog. Bullfrog made it.
Bullfrog.
And Leo is Brave's internal search engine.
Actually, holy shit, now that I don't have Windows, I might be actually able to use Brave.
Dirty little secret. Brave is just Chrome.
Oh, fuck it. I'm not using that.
You're actually...
It's Chromium. It's Chromium.
If you want something that is not Chrome-based, LibriWolf.
I'm on Firefox.
LibriWolf is Firefox without all the Firefox's bloat and privacy stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
LibriWolf. Send me a link for
Alright.
that.
I am gonna have to head out, everyone.
Is it pronounced Libra?
Drive safely.
Is-
Good night.
I will check my brake lines in the morning. I live on a
Don't-
hill, so I kind of have to anyway.
Don't piss off your local Irishman.
I don't know
Eh.
my local Irishman, and I think that might be a good thing because then I can't possibly piss
It's a
him off.
bad thing for you.
No, it means I
Uh,
can't piss him off.
But yeah, also, if you're
Have a good
around
evening, everyone.
Regis and I can stream, you're invited to the Tuesday politics bullshit stream.
Oh
I
my
will
god, I'm
happily.
so going to be here for that.
So it depends on
Mhm.
the time because depending upon the time, I do have to work, and I do Final Fantasy XIV Savage rating. We're starting that up on Sundays and sometime during the weekends.
Yeah,
I will join if I can.
this will be Tuesday because I'm going to try to cover the election, but it may pass out because, well, I'm a busy Jackie these days.
Also, that's just how Jackie do.
What time Saturday or Tuesday?
Probably 2 in the afternoon, maybe later. It'll be going
Two
for
in
a
the
while.
2 in the afternoon your time.
Yeah, Central.
I might
I'm gonna watch
stop.
the world burn.
I might stop in for a little bit.
All right.
I can't stay the entire time because again, Savage rating. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody's got a life. But see you,
Yeah.
man. Thank you for showing
All right,
up.
I'm gonna
Bye,
go. I'm
dude.
gonna go cook, and then later today do a fucking Arma op. So I'm gonna go
48
drive a
hours
fucking.
later.
I'm going to shoot a fucking Abrams, boys.
Have fun.
Yeah,
I will.
literally 2 days from now. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out.
Remember that mech that was going around a few months ago on the internet, the one that the Japanese made that looked like it would be from Lost Planet if it had legs instead of treads? I
Mm.
want one of those.
Yeah,
I
you and
want
every other dude that saw it.
Lost Planet,
motherfucking
especially the second game, is one of the most underrated games of all time, and I wish they would re-release it in some playable form.
I still have a
So
360 and I still have my physical copy.
I can still download it from Steam, thankfully, because
Can you not download it from Steam?
I
You
can.
still have to do some stuff to get it to work, though.
It's not much in all honesty. It's actually harder to get Fallout 3 working, believe it or
The second game won't run if you have more than 2 cores in your processor, so you have to manually disable your cores and restart your PC in order to play.
That's fucked.
But
Well,
anyways,
it's
Regis,
aging hardware. Yeah, I gotta fuck off. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you for
Hey.
being here.
No problem.
Indeed.
And remember to all members of the chat here,
Weasels are in your eyeballs.
my DMs are open both on Twitter and on Discord. Though I'm not giving you my Discord. You can fuck off with that. If anybody wants to chat, I will happily bullshit about whatever I want. I play Warhammer. I focus on Imperial Guard, so we could always bullshit about Imperial Guard. I've been going through the Gaunt's Ghost book. Holy fuck. I'm on Armor of Contempt now. It's fucking great.
They're good books.
All right. I'm gonna fuck off because before I ramble more. Have a good evening.
You too.
See ya.
I'm not really feeling that tired, so we might go extra rounds today. No, when it comes...
I'll just
to
keep
other-
going until we all get tired, but I'll be right back because the dog needs something.
Also, other news, after Identifies as Dragon Age, they are now work on Identifies as Mass Effect. Yeah, I did hear that there may be a Mass Effect Andromeda 2 in the works. Oh dear God.
Oh yeah, the first one was so popular.
Oh dear God. A game that can't figure out what it identifies as. I vote trash heap. I really do.
So I bought Dragon Age Origins on sale ages ago on GOG. I've not played it. Which Dragon Age games are good? Because I've heard mixed things about the franchise. Is it literally just the first one?
The second one's okay. The first one's considered the best. The second one's okay from what I remember. And Inquisition was dumpster fire, but some people like it.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of political bullshittery I could go into.
Ooh. Before you do that, I'm going to quickly use the bathroom. I'll be back in a sec.
Hey, 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 watch my cast. Well, while we're doing this, I want to give a shout out to a friend, actually. Well, it wouldn't work if I did it in that, so. And of course, I can't ever find it. Damn. I am just not doing very good on this podcast circuit at all. But the guy that kind of showed up on an episode of the Derailed podcast, or it may have been the Yet Unnamed Nerd podcast, Blackbread has started up podcasting again. He's doing an edited podcast. I believe it's called the Blacker Breadier podcast. And I have been told that it's worth a listen. I will have to look through and see if I actually.
Okay, I'm back.
So,
Hello.
so
Yes.
now that one of the co-hosts is back, I do have a little bit of political funnery to share. So anybody that uses the app known as X has probably been just assaulted by "I voted for Kamala Harris" shit, right?
I actually deleted my Twitter a few days ago.
Congratulations. I just wanted to point out that it is 100% because of Reddit communities.
Yep. The reason I deleted my Twitter is because I used it to follow art. Problem is that it isn't the AI art that's the problem, it's the art reposters. Where most of the time when you see artwork on Twitter, it's not the original artist posting it, it's someone who's downloaded it and posted it themselves and hasn't credited them. Because a lot of artists that I do follow were reposting the repost saying like, this reposter got like several thousand likes on this and mine got like 10. Nobody knows that it's not me who posted it. So I was like, yeah, Twitter's just not a place to post art anymore. The reposters are too big of an issue now.
There's a lot of issues when it comes to X, but unfortunately, when you're, a social media influencer, you kind of have to use various apps. Even
Yeah.
ones that are hot garbage. Like, there is a Jackie Wolf Facebook somewhere. I haven't logged into it in years.
Also, mine did get flooded with politics because I followed the riot situation and Tommy Robinson, and that took over my feed.
Valid concerns. See.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. Twitter is hot garbage. I hate Facebook. Believe it or not, social media is brain rot. But
I never got into social media. The only reason I made a Facebook is my college course required me to be, and it's purely because they announced certain things on a Facebook group, so we had to have a Facebook account. And that's the only reason I made it. I never used it.
So modern jobs actually require you to have a Facebook account, and it's so fucking.
Fuck that.
It's like I don't really, because I remember this like when I was doing a job interview for not the place I'm working, but a place that I could have potentially been working for, and they thought it was weird that
I remember
have it.
when I was in secondary school, when Twitter first came out, and it was a laughing stock. Nobody saw the purpose of it. It was like everyone was laughing about it. It's like, what's the point of Twitter? What are you going to post about? Lol, taking a shit, lol, at the shop buying cabbages, ruffle. It's like, what's the point of Twitter? Nobody got it. Twitter was a joke when it first came out. Everyone was laughing at it. I remember that. I'm old enough to remember that.
Mhm. But that's the thing, like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, I get stuff in my Twitter feed all the time that's not stuff that I care about.
Yeah.
For
What
example,
annoys me as well is when you make an account on any social media, it forces you to follow accounts as part of creating your account. It's like it will come with like type in your username, your password, your email. Now pick an account to follow, and you can't click anywhere else except on following an account. I hate that so much. Or choose a few interests to have in your feed. It's like I don't want to. I want to follow what I want to follow. I don't want to click anything, but you have to create your account. I hate it. I have Snapchat because a few of my friends don't use Discord, they use Snapchat. So I only have it to speak to literally 4 people. But every time I switch on my phone, Snapchat pops up and goes, follow 5 people. It says add 5 friends, and it comes up with completely random people from the internet. It's like, I don't want to add 5 friends. I know these people, they're not my friends. You need to add 5 friends. You don't have much friends on Snapchat. Add 5 friends. No.
Hmm?
I hate it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely hate it. It ends up being nothing but brain rot and bullshittery. Like, when I look at my fucking trending page and I see, I voted for Kamala Harris, and then you realize that most of the people upvoting that is because they seen the post on Reddit.
Yep.
It is so annoying.
Mm. Also, if you make the mistake of being signed into your Twitter and you also like look up something else, like you're browsing for like something on Amazon, and then your Twitter feed starts showing you shit about whatever product, it's like, stop, just stop. I hate it. I had Twitter just to follow art. That's all I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm. Also, apparently, Swanza is the #1 fan of Garagura. It's funny.
Is that
Swan. Yeah, don't worry about it.
okay? I'll continue to worry about it.
But yeah, when it comes down to it, Swanza is rumored to be Garagura's original account.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're not supposed to know the person behind the face.
Well, everyone knows, is it Maury? She's a rapper called Demon Dice. That's like a well-known fact.
Hmm.
She still uses both accounts as well, because again, she still produces music under Demon Dice. So
What are we
kind
talking?
of everyone knows, but no one mentions it because it's like you're not supposed to. She knows we know. She's not allowed to mention it either.
I know
I'm
you know that
confused.
you know that you know that I know that you know that you know that I know that I know you know
Get it in my
that you
brain!
you know that I know that you know I know you know. But yes. Also, apparently Boeing is dismantling its DEI department, and so many people are fucking, you know,
They don't know that
extreme.
it's moving to bridge.
Yeah, nobody understands this. Do you know how many times I've heard people go, "I don't understand what bridge is," and I'm like, "Look up Spicy
Allow me
Fox
to
Lady.
educate you.
Allow
Yeah.
me to show you Spicy Fox Lady."
Yeah, allow me to show you your future and how you're not able to escape this dystopian hell that we've descended into.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, guys. Dev said that Lightbridge is nothing and we shouldn't
Fuck
worry
Dev.
about it.
Fucking idiot. Moron. Goddamn
I
fat
actually,
fucking useless
I
bastard.
actually, I actually think, because I heard Islu, like, I don't understand what bridge is. It can't be a problem, and I think he's changed his thought on that. But a lot of people don't understand what bridge is, despite the
I don't
fact
think
that I
Dev
have
has the
done.
ability to change thoughts. He can't change what he doesn't have.
what was it? I was live streaming when somebody was talking about Bridge, and I just started talking about Bridge because Bridge is a problem.
It's a
So
fucking problem that nobody's acknowledging.
for the upteam time, we will talk about Bridge. How Bridge works. Instead of having a DEI department, the DEI department is now part of your terms of work. That
They
means
turn the entire work staff into the DEI department because
Oh,
what
it's
the
commissars on
key
crack.
tenet of Bridge is pushing for DEI, pushing for the agenda becomes a part of your everyday life. So
yes,
you become the DEI
cannot
department,
escape
whether you
it.
like it or not.
yes, you must be part of our culture because our culture is DEI. It's plain and simple.
'Cause
Cyberpunk
They
is
literally, because a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just being a culture war conspiracy theorist. You got brain." No, they literally said this on a stream that they presented to these companies. They said that for a long time, people have been able to do their jobs and simply ignore the progressivism and simply just not, just do their work. They said we need to change it so that you can't just not oppose the message. You have to actively push the message.
Yeah.
If you're not, you will lose your job.
yes. It
They
translates
turn
into
you into the DEI department. That's why they're dismantling the DEI departments. They're turning all their employees into people who must push the message or you lose your job.
remember, I'm a DEI hire.
Yeah,
My own company.
it's like in 1984 where it says it's not enough that you simply didn't oppose the party, you had to actively be for the party.
Yes. It
You
is
couldn't just
basically
get on with your life, you had to actively push the message.
yes,
You're
it
not allowed
is
to escape it. How dare you?
it is basically this Stasi. But
Oh
what makes
boy.
this even greater is I've said this before. Apparently, I'm the DEI hire of my own company because we don't really give a fuck what background you have.
Hmm.
Like
Even though it's your company.
my company, Children of Cynical Ken, is led by led by a trans person.
God,
Has
I'd love this. If someone was like, you need to fire Jackie because they're like the DEI plant in your company, and then it just cuts to the scene from the first Spider-Man film where they're firing Osborn from Oscorp, and he gets up and
Do you know
like,
how much
you
I've done for
can't
this
do this to
company?
me. You know how much I've sacrificed.
no. What's great about it is because I get this message every once in a while. I literally just want to have a Photoshop of my VTuber avatar with a lit cigar going, I started this company.
Just
You can't do
sit
this
there.
to
Fuck
me.
all you.
Fuck you. I mean, we did elect an orc as the president of the company. I felt this was a very progressive move. By elect, he just came into chat one day and said that he was the president now.
War is war.
I mean,
I run on a completely non-partisan, completely fine platform. Fucking zog 'em all.
the greatest thing about this is he ran completely unopposed because I said, I'm the CEO and owner of the company. I cannot be the president. Nobody
Also,
else.
I shot the other guy.
The only person that was running against him was like, yeah, no, I can't compete with this. Also may have been shot. We
There
don't
is no
know.
problem
We don't
you
know what
cannot
happened.
solve without the simple application of more darker.
We do, however, have a spot for janitor. It's an unpaid internship, but janitor.
Do you
You'll be
know that
watching under
this
more careful supervision.
reverse internships are now a thing where you actually pay to work at a company?
Yeah, well, because we're a distributed agent organization. technically speaking, it's just I'm a member of Cox Studios. That's all you have to say. Damn,
Hey,
no crumpin'
Zogi.
Shistaka sad. The
Zogi.
warble socket. But yeah, no.
That sounds like grotwork.
I love how basically I created the company that Tim Pool wanted to create, but didn't realize realized the type of friends he had didn't work.
Yeah, you didn't have people that are absolutely fucking mental. Remember, the key to having fun is to absolutely have no sense of reality.
What's a reality?
Reality is for people who can't do drugs, as famously stated by God, what was his name? Tom Waits. Yeah, reality's. I've always found that reality's for people who can't do drugs. Tom Waits with the man who sounds like he gargles with gravel for breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Peanut the Squirrel is now the rallying cry of the far right. That is
Actually,
right,
that was found to
guys.
be a fake article,
Yeah, but it's still going around.
proving the adage that a lie will make it around the world before the truth has even put its pants on.
Mhm. Mhm.
November is Islamophobia Awareness Month. The Westminster attack, Muslim. Oh boy. Holy shit.
Oh God, dear God.
Every last one understood, my liege.
And so, anyways, femboys and why there should be more of them.
Yes, this is
Go
the
on.
most important topic we've ever discussed on this podcast.
Just completely locked in.
Locked in.
Shadow over here. Go
There is
on.
something we must
Tell
discuss.
me yours. Tell me your gospel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll
I
tell you
just
why we
love it.
need more, because I've never come across one in real life. Not even once.
I
Where are
have.
they?
I have.
On the internet doesn't count.
No, I've came across one in real life. I
Where?
literally,
They're actually doxing on street.
I literally live with at least one.
Yeah, but they're
Jackie
taken
over
now.
here. Look, just because I'm living the dream.
Just because I'm living the dream. You know what the great thing about femboys are?
Go on.
They have all the emotional problems of a white woman with none of the negatives.
Exactly.
So you don't have to watch your dogs around them. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not going to ring up people who own squirrels and get the state to take them.
Infinitely safer for squirrels around you. Wait,
No.
unless it's Kentucky.
No, right now.
We're gonna hunt squirrels with a 350 Magnum. We're gonna blow
No,
their tiny nuts
right-
off, aren't we, Bob?
Right now, said femboy is screaming about boats.
That's just normal
Okay.
activity.
Sounds like Worf.
No, what's a twink?
Yeah.
Okay, explain to chat the difference.
Bring up the chat.
Chat, do you want to know the difference between a twink and a femboy? Vote now.
I'm just gonna answer for chat. Yes. Next.
We will see if I can find a functional meme.
One that
Welcome
won't
to the
get us
internet. There's a
demonetized.
meme for everything. See, I've become fluent in speaking in the language of pure memery. You can have an entire conversation and not say a single word.
I could survive in China. All I need to do is say Bing Chiling and they'd bring me food.
I just
Live for days on just ice cream.
I'd die instantly in China. The first thing I do is start screaming about Tiananmen Square and punching all the fucking cops that came to arrest me.
Oh god, I'm actually going to have to use Google.
It begins.
Well, it's because Brave search engine doesn't have. Oh, you
I
know.
always use Google Images for images. Brave is not
Me
great.
after Trump wins 2024 and we mandate yearly Stargate viewings for all Americans.
I watched Ellie, probably known as Cody, made me watch Farscape. I'd never seen it before. This was like
I
earlier
had.
this year. I loved it.
It was an
Very
interesting
clearly
setup.
inspired by Red Dwarf. There's multiple references to it. Obviously, the guy's name being Crichton, but there
Oh
was
my
also an
god.
episode that was a kind of a soft remake of Polymorph.
Oh,
It was the woman that turns into the spider creature.
huh. You ever see Andromeda?
No,
Kevin Sorbo.
who's that? I'm not good with celebrity names.
He played Hercules back
Is
when
that the
there was a
guy from the
TV show.
meme where he's like disappointed?
That'd be him.
Yeah.
He's
You know,
awesome.
that was him accidentally reading the what do they call it? When you read a script, it has like descriptions
Yeah,
of like an emotion you're supposed to display, but not actually say the line. He
I
read
know,
it,
but
but they
that's
kept it
great.
in. Yeah, that they kept it in.
It's
He
so
just didn't
good.
know it wasn't part of the dialogue.
It's so good.
He literally read it for, okay, this isn't my world. Disappointed.
Like, yes. True.
They should have had him do that throughout the entire show, just shout out his emotions like he's like mentally disabled. I am happy. Like someone dies. This makes me sad. Oh god, that reminded me of Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder. You make me
So,
happy.
so the best way to explain this is a twink is kind of an effeminate man, definitely normally a bottom, but doesn't generally look good in girly clothing.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I need to look in the
There's
mirror quick.
Shadow over there.
Oh no.
hold on,
Shadow
let
over
me.
there questioning his entire existence.
Is it me all along?
You were a
Am
twink
I
all along, Shadow.
Shadow the twink? Shadow the
Is that-
twink hog.
I'm just doing that scene. You ever watched the Paul McGann, the American Doctor Who movie?
No.
Yeah.
The
He has
what?
amnesia after a generator. There's a scene where he's in this big hospital room surrounded by mirrors. And it's raining. It's a very dramatic scene, and he just looks up and he goes, "Who am I?"
I feel like this is going to get me in trouble, but fuck it, we ball.
That's a
Fuck it,
very
we've all.
underrated movie, by the way. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
Okay,
The
so
American Doctor.
using the official scale of man
Fucking
body
Reddit.
from Reddit.
Fucking Reddit meme.
Okay, I'm literally the second one. That's literally me. I have glasses. I have that hair. I wear those clothes. I have that. That's how I describe myself as well.
Yeah, I'm not
I have
that.
that exact part. That's
That
literally
that
me.
that's literally that's wank.
Okay.
That
Shadow over here realizing things about his life that he never knew.
Thankfully,
Shadow.
I can never make it past that step because the third one has something that I don't have. Because I'm flat as a board.
You know how easy it is to fix that problem?
Shadow over here. It'll never happen to me. The slippery slope of encouragement begins.
Do you know how easy it is to get an ass? All you gotta do is certain types of workout.
Yeah.
Which ones?
You ever heard of squats?
Yeah.
Have you never heard of squats?
Squats build your ass. Why do you think I do squats every day?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get an
Well,
ass.
you know, I know which one to avoid now. You see, no, I know.
Shadow, why does it sound like you're doing squats in the background?
Shadow over
What?
here doing a million squats a day. Shut up. That's all we're gonna hear from Shadow. He's just gonna disappear for like a week, then just come back, just like, hey guys, I could crush a coconut with my ass.
Oh no, it's
No,
a
I actually
zombie.
have a problem where I'm very much underweight. I have no muscle definition at all. I don't exercise, but it's also the fact I eat the same amount as everyone else, but I do not put on weight. Just don't.
Anyways,
Can eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and I will still be like a skeleton.
Fuck you and your ability to eat everything.
see, I went from this middle one because I've always been very effeminate, very girl-like, to I think I'm
Dude.
actually a girl.
Jackie over here just skipping the entire lineup.
Well, I've always had gender dysphoria.
Meanwhile, me all the way in the back over there with just the second above my head. I'm like all the way on the far left of that picture. I just have the second bit above my head instead of the first one.
Everybody's slightly bisexual, including me.
What was that thing? Everybody's a little bit gay.
Everybody but me is gay. Everybody's gay. But yeah, no. When it comes to video games, I've been heavily disappointed lately. I don't know why.
Yep.
You and everybody else that has functioning eyeballs.
I've heard rumors that there's going to be another Fallout 4 DLC. Guess what I'm not buying?
Oh, God, fuck, God.
He's finally admitted defeat with Starfield then.
Have I streamed Starfield? They did just
I'm
release a
just
DLC.
hoping that Wilds is good because that looks like a game I could play for ages.
Yeah, yeah. Or, be me and be, basically a caffeine addicted ADHD monster and completely forget that you bought the game.
Have you watched any of it? Like it's you know how
No.
Monster Hunter typically is. You have the hub, and then you
Yeah.
pick a quest, and you go into a map and fight the monster, then come back. Now it's just basically an open world, so you're always in the environment.
So
So
what they
like
did
the
with
quest
DLC.
giver literally comes with you, the handler. So at any point you can get a quest offer and you just travel to the actual place and you can go anywhere. It's a proper connected world now. It's no longer you're in the hub, you pick a quest, load into the map temporarily, do the quest, come back and keep doing that.
I mean, I will probably play Monster Hunter Wild. The only reason that I did not play the last Monster Hunter was because at the time I did not have money. That is also why I didn't buy the DLC for the one before that. No, what I
Iceborne.
was yeah, the reason that the reason I bring up that I am like an ADHD monster with caffeine, I literally forgot that I bought Dark Tide. Have you ever just forgot?
All the time.
Dark Tide's actually really good. I
I've been
actually
enjoying
enjoyed
Fires of Rubicon.
Fires of Rubicon's really good.
I
Guess what else
forgot
I
that
forgot
I
I
had.
bought?
See, my problem is I can't play with online content because I tried starting it up and it wouldn't work. So then I looked up the fix, and apparently they hate
See,
Linux users because fuck me.
until all this crap with Veilguard, I forgot that I got Dragon Age Origins years ago on sale for like £2.
Yeah. I do this all the time to myself. I'm like, that's a neat game.
Huh.
I think I will enjoy that game because I actually liked Vermintide. I might enjoy this. It's Vermintide in 40k universe. Forgot I bought it. Literally.
Vermintide just sounds like wading through modern day political nonsense.
Another one that I actually forgot I had bought. It amazed me when I remember I bought it was Armored Core 6. because it wasn't until I moved up here that I realized that I had pre-ordered it. I then installed it on my Steam Deck, and guess what? Forgot about
What?
it.
You get the slow clap of justice.
It happens. I don't know why it happens, but it happens. It's like Space Marine 2. I had to put an icon on my desktop to remind myself that I have Space Marine 2. Which, by the way, is actually really good. I am very proud of Saber for making a very good game. Yes, it has
Oh, me,
issues.
surprised as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. I don't mind playing it. It's actually really fun. From what little bit I've had time to play of Dark Tide, I actually like Dark Tide.
Ah, yes, that whole I have to work because I need money, and it's a good amount of money, but I can't do anything anymore.
Part of that's the drive. Let's be real. You take certain chances when you decide to live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. My problem is that all of my fucking things are like 40 minutes away minimum sometimes.
Yeah, I bet. There's a difference between 40 minutes away and an hour at 75 miles an hour. Which is
Yeah,
highway speeds where I live.
what's 75 translate to?
Fuck if I know. I don't use French measurement system.
75.
How do you pronounce his
Yeah,
name?
that's 40
Time
minutes.
Smasher? I am also a hunting horn man.
It's 120 kilometers, which is exactly how fast highway speeds are here, and pretty much how fast. Well, it's technically 110, but
You
nobody
actually
goes
have two
110.
weapons now in Wilds. You can switch between them.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, mine's 40 minutes to an hour drive away,
So
depending.
you could have like a ranged and a
Oh.
melee. So you could be a samurai and be like longsword and then bow. Switch between them.
I will definitely be playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I will play with the English fanboy if he needs a hunting horn. Oh god, Shadow, you've got
I just
friends.
hope that they go back to World Hunting Horn because I hated Rise so much. They like World Hunting Horn was really fun to use, but in Rise they simplified it to the point where it was almost like the baby weapon.
Right.
So easy to use, it just wasn't fun at all.
Although that being said, in World I use Sword and Shield.
That was one like the highest DPS weapons though.
No, they
Pretty
changed
good.
it up. They changed it up in Wilds. That's good. I like Monster Hunter.
The
I
best
enjoyed the
hunting
shit
horn
out of
to date
Monster Hunter World.
was World.
I
They
played
took
Hunting
up the
Horn.
spin in exchange for. Yeah. Oh, I
Hunting
also use.
Horn and the transformation one.
My favorite move in World was where you've got the monster like stunned. Still, what you do is you stand the hunting horn up, right, and then you spin it on the spot, and it just does like so much damage to the monster. If you get it to hit them on the head, you can knock them out. It was great.
Oh yeah, did I tell? So during our preliminary audio checks, right? I sounded like I
Hmm.
was talking through a dish rag. Do you want to know what was wrong?
What?
My microphone was pointed the wrong direction.
Jackie Brain.
Well, this is the first time I've sat at my computer desk in over since the last podcast.
God damn.
Yeah.
Me playing Monster Hunter World.
That's why I missed it. I'm upset about it. I've actually heard that Black Ops 6 is pretty good.
Yeah, it's just I'm so sick and tired of Call of Duty.
I simply love hunting horn. It's the fun weapon. Yeah. Fun is important. Oh yeah, speaking of which, here's another fun game thing that I've recently seen and nobody's upset about.
Oh god, no,
Factorio
what now?
finally got DLC.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Why
do
should
you know
we
how
be upset about this?
How much does
How much?
Factorio? How much does Factorio cost?
See, that's one of
Uh,
those games where I look at it and I really like the sprite artwork of it. I just don't want to play it because I hate those kind of games where there's so much management and resource
are you
gathering.
fucking
Just
shitting
so
me? It's the
bored.
exact same price as a full-on fucking game.
Yes, but it does add, or it does double the content of the game. So
Yeah, just because you double the content of the game doesn't mean that you should make people pay for an entirely new game unless you're calling it an expansion.
it is an expansion. It is.
In that case, then in that case, it would be expansion priced at half.
I don't know if half.
Fucking, how much was Lord of Destruction on release?
Good point. But at the same time, Factoria's been out for how long, and they just released massive expansion that adds physics to the game.
I wouldn't. I not for a full price. I wouldn't say for full price. Half.
It's for the autistic person that absolutely loves games like Factorio.
Also true.
So me, in a nutshell, because one of my first popular YouTube series was called Totally Derped Engineering or something. I've showed people how to do things in Factorio that is completely retarded.
I've been watching lots of Akko's streams recently. She plays Factorio, not Satisfactory in the background, the 3D one. That one looks pretty good.
Satisfactory is actually really good, but I have a mixed opinion on Satisfactory because the same reason I have a mixed opinion on MechWarrior 5 Mercs.
What is that?
It released on the Epic Games Store as an Epic Games timed exclusive,
Yeah.
and it updates on the Epic Games Store before it updates on Steam,
Yeah.
which kind of upsets me, but at the same time,
I hate that the Epic Games Store even exists, and they know everyone hates them because the only way they continue to exist is by buying games for exclusivity. They know we all
uh,
hate their platform exists.
they don't do that as much anymore. But
Recently, they bought, they paid Gearbox to bring Deserts of Carrick over to it. Not only that, but they added in basically before Desert of Carrick was on Steam and GOG, right? You click play, the game launches. Now, even though I own it on Steam, if I try and launch that game, it forces me to install the Epic Game Store because that has to be open and signed into for me to play it. So they turned a single player game into an online only game that requires the Epic Game Store when I own it on Steam.
the thing that Ubisoft's been doing forever.
Yeah, but this is a game that's been out for years on Steam without that, and they recently bought it just to do that. Because the Epic Game Store hates us, they hate gamers, and they know we hate them back, which is why they do this to us.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Also, Paradox is releasing a new game that's not wholly Universe or Europa Universalis, or that other one that nobody ever remembers. They're releasing a game that I actually think might be fun. It involves prisons.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
Prison Architect 2 is a thing, my dudes. It is coming soon.
The idea of so many lives being in Jackie's hands
I played the
is
fuck out
terrifying.
of Prison Architect. But do you want to know one of the biggest things with Prison Architect 2?
Mm.
It's supposed to be 3D. So you
Hmm.
can build actual, full cell block instead of the ISIT or the style of Prison Architect 1. Which makes me kind of happy. Because now I can put my maximum security guys on the very top floor with the electric chair.
Fun shit.
I want the entire prison to know when I use that thing. Why are the lights flickering? Oh, because somebody's dying.
You know, I think best prison movie I've seen is a really obscure one. I think it was called Island of Fire. It has Sammo Hung and Jackie Chan in it.
That's a lineup.
Yeah, it's mainly a Sammo Hung film, but Chan plays a character called Steve in it. It's essentially
Steve.
yeah.
Enterprise?
It's a very obscure. I only saw it because there was a film collection called Hong Kong Legends, and it was on there. Yeah, it was a good film.
Focus Interactive has another game coming out. Or not Focus Interactive. Frontier Developments has a game coming out soon. You'll never guess what it is.
I don't
You'll
know this
never.
company. I'm not good with names.
They did Planet Coaster. They're releasing Planet Coaster 2.
The fuck is Planet Coaster?
So, you remember this game like in the 2000s called Roller Coaster Tycoon?
No.
No, you don't
Yes, I remember
remember.
that game. I remember that game. I just no.
The developers of Roller Coaster Tycoon were fired by Atari.
No.
They founded a company called Frontier Developments, where they released a game that has a shit ton of DLC called Planet Coaster.
I
Okay.
continue to cope and save.
Planet Coaster is actually not a bad game. I prefer Parkitect over Planet Coaster because I prefer kind of more goofy. But it is very much just a spiritual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's actually not bad for park management games. And I do enjoy them. So, as anybody that's ever caught me when I'm doing a chill and scream at chat stream will know, I like to play those games when I'm chilling and just screaming at chat.
Those rare few times.
Yeah, that I get nowadays because I am always busy.
I hear you.
Look, OnlyFan models only make so much a month if we don't, constantly post lewds. Somebody's going to find my OnlyFans channel and be very disappointed.
Pictures of fucking Dysons.
It literally is just a pictures of abandoned warehouse fans. I am literally the meme. And I'm glad that they haven't abandoned Tribes 3 yet. Despite the fact that I haven't been able to play Tribes 3 lately.
I just wanted to see if it still worked.
Lies. Slanderous lies.
I honestly haven't played it in forever. I've been playing Rubicon mostly when I do
Rubicon
have
is
time.
amazing. Yeah, who has time to game when you become an adult? Oh yeah, people that sit at home and do nothing all day. I miss those
Ah,
days.
OnlyFans models.
Yeah.
I am not an OnlyFans model. Yet.
We haven't gotten that far.
No, because I won't sleep around like an OnlyFans model.
Like I said, we haven't gotten that far yet.
It's just too much fucking, it's just too hard on your body, you know? Like, fuck. Why?
Pain.
Pain.
It's nice to have it's nice to play a game and it doesn't automatically fuck up. I just want to see if this actually launches.
No. Just
Jackie over
no.
here. You're not allowed to if I'm not.
You're not allowed to. like I actually ever care. But yeah, no, when it comes to game, just really nothing tickles my fancy anymore. Except Dark Tide. I really like Dark Tide. I don't know why I like Dark Tide. I like Dark Tide.
Well, I can see why MechWarrior 5 Clans didn't tickle your fancy.
Because it's too linear.
A rail shooter?
Yeah. That's not what a MechWarrior game's supposed to be. I've already written a strongly worded letter to PGI.
Well, on top of that, you can have a linear game but do it well, like the Perfect Dark games. All very linear. Here's your mission, here's how you gotta complete it.
I would actually argue on the first part, Perfect Dark for N64. Those maps weren't.
Hmm?
The objectives were linear, but the maps weren't.
No, you could take any path through them. That is true.
Yeah, because that is very much where Halo Combat Evolved got the idea of Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh, God. The good old days.
My favourite games of all time are quite linear because I like the Max Payne games.
There's
No,
nothing
they're
wrong
not.
with linear games. You can have good linear games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I was saying that Perfect Dark's not really linear because you can do the objectives in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to do stuff.
Which is what made Halo Combat Evolved so cool, was that you could literally do the objectives.
Yeah.
Well, in the second mission only.
No, you could take any path
People-
through the level that you wanted.
No, only in one mission. But people often remember, when they remember Combat Evolved, the mission where you got to rescue everyone from the crashed escape pods. That's the only point in the game where you have multiple routes. The rest of the game was linear.
No, you had multiple defined routes.
There were ways you could flank enemies. There were like different, but it was very much, each level was, you start here, you get to here, but that was the only point where you could tackle different objectives in any order, was the escape pods, and that was in one level.
Well, that's what I was getting at. There's a difference between linear objectives and linear gameplay.
Yeah, when it's go here, do this, we're gonna spoon feed you everything, that's when it's, linear. The
But
not fun linear.
When you're thinking, okay, so in the very first mission of Halo Combat Evolved, you can completely skip a section of that game just by jumping through something. And that was done intentionally.
Is that?
Mm-hmm. And
I mean,
having a
technically,
more...
Doom was one of the very first non-linear game progressions. Get to the end of the level. How you get there? Your choice.
Run through the maze.
Become maze.
Actually, Sonic on the Sega Genesis was technically non-linear. You had a start and an end, but you had multiple tracks that you could go down.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The idea of linear gameplay generally means there's only one path.
E.
And it's something that I think a lot of people mess up on. Like, linear storytelling is one thing. I don't mind a game that tells me a linear story. For example, the Pokemon game I like the most is very fucking linear.
Limericky?
Limerick.
Which was that?
I was a Ruby and Sapphire person.
Silver and Blue.
Silver and Blue was also good.
I've never finished a Pokemon game.
My first Pokemon game was Yellow. But you knew what objectives you had to do in what order, but you were not told how to do them.
Yeah, but that was the crux of old school gaming. It was that you were supposed to figure it out. That was why everybody had, like, cliques and communities in gaming.
Well, again, you play...
Do you know how to get to level whatever? Oh, no, I don't know, but I figured this out. And then, people would read magazines and shit like that. Back when the industry was basically like a treasure map, and they didn't expect to spoon feed it to you. They're like, yeah, it's fucking, you're going to
play Half-Life 2 again. You never see an objective marker. Nothing's ever highlighted. There's no radar or compass.
Dude, I'm still looking at like Perfect Dark 64. The original thing was here are the objectives, and then you had to figure out how to do them.
I'm
What is it?
surprised that, like, I read a review on Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, a negative review, a guy basically saying he played it and he couldn't figure out where he's supposed to go and what he's supposed to do, and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Well,
that's
it's
I
like
managed.
well, here's a fun thing. I'm playing through Tales of Phantasia, Game Boy Advance. It's a re-release of an original for the NES or the Famicom, and there's no objectives. They just tell you, "Oh, there's a cave southeast." Hope you know cardinal directions, fucko.
Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger's technically not linear at all. And
That's one I need to play.
I actually remember somebody asking me because I had a completely different ending than my friend group did. And I was
Just
like,
need to find the best way to play it.
it's all about how you, or what objectives you do, what time you're in, yada yada yada. There's a lot of that. It can still be fairly linear. You can still see the progression, how you do it, but at the same time, it's all about how you choose to do it. And my
Well,
favorite tutorials will always be Mega Man X.
God. I think my favorite tutorials were the ones where you didn't know you were doing a tutorial, but you knew. But the other thing is that I remember still having physical games, so you'd have a fucking booklet that would come with it.
No, the reason I said Mega Man X is because the tutorial is literally the first stage. You have to do the move sets in order to progress, and it teaches you how to do those move sets as the game opens up into a more Metroid-like level design. It's actually really ingenious to do stuff like that, but we can't do that anymore because people get lost and upset and afraid.
Oh, and then they need hints. Like the original Metroid design, I still need to see about. Actually, fuck it. I have enough money. How much is that going to cost me?
Was it Metroid 3 that you had to hit the day-night progression just right? No, that was Castlevania 3.
I was going to say, Metroid never had a day-night progression.
Castlevania 3 had day-night progression, and it was so fucking weird because it changed how the game played.
Holy shit, it's only $73. Fuck that.
And then you had my favorite Castlevania, which is not everybody's favorite Castlevania.
You know, Super Metroid's the only one they haven't re-released.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what my favorite Castlevania is?
Was that?
Super Castlevania 4.
Hmm.
Because you could control the whip. I literally found a way to spam the button so you could make yourself invincible with a whip.
Holy shit. Yeah, Super Castlevania 4. It's only $60.
I've never played a Castlevania or a Metroid.
Ah, man. You really need to play them. Especially, I thoroughly enjoy the shit out of Metroid Prime.
I did watch the Castlevania anime and it was crap.
The first two seasons
Again,
were alright, and
like
then everything else just them ruining
people
everything.
right. It always ends up just being about lesbians.
Well, the new one apparently was. Apparently, the first one ended with him getting together with What's-Her-Face. And them having a kid, which I felt was cool, but at the same time, the entire thing was wrong. I felt like they undercut the main character once again. You're just not allowed to have strong male protagonists anymore.
Yeah, the show was just about lesbians. It was crap.
You know, I do love
Didn't they do that to Far Cry 5? And Wolfenstein? You do love what, Jackie?
I love how technically speaking, the first Castlevania game isn't actually called Castlevania in the timeline.
No?
And it's not on a Nintendo system either.
Huh?
A lot of franchises like that.
It starts off as Dracula Hunter X or something like that in Japanese.
Well, Resident Evil was originally, It's like, God, what's the
My
Japanese name? It's like
favorite,
Bio something.
my favorite Star Wars
Biohazard.
series
Yeah,
is the
that's it.
Jedi Knight games, but they actually start off as the Dark Forces games.
Yes. But the thing with when it comes to Dracula Hunter X, the very first game in the series is actually not on a Nintendo system. In every Nintendo version of Castlevania is a direct sequel to Dracula Hunter X.
Holy fuck me. Boktai 2, Solar Boy Django, $220 and it's out of stock. But I still have a copy of the original. I still have Boktai The Sun Is in Your Hands. Apparently, they're very good games, but I have to fix the battery in mine because it keeps losing time.
It's always bad. That's the problem with old games, though. Like that battery. The
Well,
battery.
you can fix it. I have the tools. I just need a soldering kit. Which
I
actually,
also have the tools to fix batteries and change them to interchangeable batteries. It's
ooh,
far easier just to dump save files, though.
I know, but I call me crazy, but I just like having the physical bits.
Oh, I'm aware. There are certain game systems from my past that if I could afford, I would probably buy.
I quite literally am sitting next to all of them, and the only reason that I haven't been playing and doing that sort of thing is, well, not the only reason, but one of several reasons: time and space. I need to build stuff, and I don't have the money.
Mm-hmm. Everybody told me my life would get easier when I became an adult. Bullshit. Bullshit.
All fucking shit. If I could go back in time, I would kick my younger self in the face and scream at you. You enjoy every single fucking moment of time before you turn
Yeah, oh,
18.
yeah. No, if I could go back in time, I'd look at my 16-year-old self and go, look, testosterone is just going to ruin your body. Just go ahead and accept it. You're going to be effeminate.
Oh
Going
shit,
to
I
be
would also
girly.
go back and tell me I would also go back and tell my younger self, hey, go get yourself checked out for type 2 diabetes.
Tell my younger self not to go to university.
I would. There's a lot of things I would
That
tell
would
my younger
also be
self.
buy up Bitcoin, like as much of it as you can possibly afford. It's super cheap. Invest in this dude named Elon Musk. Oh,
Elon Musk
if you
was
can
rich
afford
when I
it,
was in high school, so.
Yeah.
buy YouTube or
Did you know
start a
they?
company called YouTube and never let Google have it.
So do you want to know a fun little thing?
Hmm?
This is the first year that YouTube's turned a profit since Google's bought it.
How sad is that? And that's
And it
only
did.
because they predatorily monetize the shit out of it.
Yep. Do you know what's even worse than that?
They're running it into the ground. It'll be the only couple of years that it's profitable.
Rumble was profitable right out of the gate.
Well, that's not hard to do. I'm pretty
Actually,
sure that YouTube itself was profitable out of the gate.
I thought you couldn't make money on Rumble,
this
like
stream is
creators.
this stream is monetized on Rumble. It's
Surprise,
monetized.
motherfucker.
It's monetized on X. It is monetized on Kick. It is not monetized on Twitch. It is not monetized on YouTube. Not because I'm not a YouTube partner, but because Jackie says things that YouTube doesn't like.
Jackie has an independent mind. He's not connected to the hive.
I think that
that's
would be
bad.
true of all of us. Ooh, and it has a
YouTube.
multimeter.
YouTube
I mean,
is.
do I need a multimeter? I don't need a
The Twitch
multimeter.
moderators watching are like, sir, this one's become self-aware.
No, the Twitch moderators are watching going, we're going to make sure that there's never 50 followers on Twitch.
Execute Order 69.
Execute Order 69. What is Execute Order 69? We turn all the stormtroopers gay and trans.
The sad thing is they already tried that.
Yep.
They put in a trans stormtrooper. I'm like, okay, for one,
Disney
that would have been
canon, there's a
filtered out
trans
with
clone trooper now.
it would have been filtered out in the fucking cloning process. I'm sorry. That's just how the community work. That's there's just what did you want me to say? Doesn't conform to regular clone standards. Goodbye.
Look, you
Well, what
see,
about the
that's
Bad Batch? They could quite literally select for that and experiment. They could have just been a fucking they could have been like, what if we gave them shitty traits and see what happens? Sure.
what if we just, farted in their general direction?
That was probably like a Camino, like one of the Camino interns like just fucking farted in one of the goddamn clone tubes. That's
This
how they
bounty
got the
hunter we
Bad
picked?
Batch.
This bounty hunter
That's
we
how they.
picked,
One thing I've
bounty
always
hunter we
wondered, how long does it take for the clone troopers to mature? Because
They usually did it in months.
yeah, because you see the whole lifespan in that montage when Obi-Wan's being shown. You see like the young ones and the teenage ones and the sort of young
What?
adult ones.
Yeah.
So,
They had another one in. Oh god, it was a game that was out for Xbox where it was
because
the
Django can't have been there for long. He's a full-time bounty hunter.
Republic Commando.
The
They have an
only
accelerated one.
Yeah, they accelerated the growth process and then stopped it when they hit a certain age. The
No,
only
actually, they
one
still age. They still age rapidly.
do they? I know the
Yeah,
only one that
they
didn't
don't
have
live
the
very long. Which is why there's not many clones in. That's why there's no clones in the Imperial Army by the time you get to the Civil War.
I know the only clone that was not sped up was Boba Fett.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
given an actual lifespan,
And that
but
was
they
because
artificially aged the rest of them. But I
and
like
that
the
is
original lore, which says that they were like they knew that they were going to betray the Jedi. Like it wasn't a fucking chip. They knew what they were doing.
That
execute
was better.
Ulta 67 and a half
Yeah.
2.
In Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original lore had them state the 501st War Journal had them like state that they knew that they were going to have to do this thing,
The
and it was
problem
alluded
with
to.
that game is, and I know they did it because they didn't want to make like different textures for each legion, but they did it to simplify the story. But the 501st were not in every one of those battles. They were in one, and that was the Jedi Temple.
Mhm.
But obviously,
Actually,
they did it for just the sake of making a simplified video game.
there
But yeah,
was one
Yeah, but the lore was way better.
there was one clone trooper army that stayed loyal to the Jedi because it was freedom of choice. And then they had to make a story about chips malfunctioning.
yeah. Also, they do a lot of weird things, like having Commander Bakara be the heavy trooper
The
and
who?
Also,
stuff like that.
also, this is a fun. Think about it this way: do you really want a narrow link in your head?
No. Also,
Execute.
I think the best Clone Wars one was the Tartakovsky one, the 2002
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
animated
one
remember
that
seeing
series.
bits of that as a kid.
the one that was a direct influence on Samurai Jack.
The one that Samurai Jack directly influenced because it's Tartakovsky.
Yeah, it's the
Is
same
that
guy.
way?
It's
I
the
thought it was
same
a
dude.
yeah. I love
Yeah, it's
Samurai
literally
Jack.
the same guy.
That was also the introduction of Grievous as well.
God,
love Sam-
Grievous in that cartoon was so great.
I love Samurai Jack, and I also loved Megas XLR. So,
Megas XLR.
What
Taken
is
from us
that?
too soon. A
what is
glorious cartoon of
how do you
absolute
not
violence.
how do you not know what Megas XLR is?
I've
Have you
never heard of
seriously
that in my
never heard
life.
that?
Nope.
Oh, my sweet summer child, do I have something for you? Do you like heavy metal?
It's punk rock. It's not
Punk
heavy
rock,
metal.
I'd say there's some heavy metal. There's definitely heavy metal in there because it's from the same dude who did Metalocalypse and
Yeah, but it is just straight punk riffing for most of it.
fair enough. Or just some straight up hard rock, but fuck, it's good. Do you like mechs?
Yeah.
Do you like seeing a fat guy destroy everything every episode?
Do you like
I
video
think I
games?
might remember this. Is it one where it's like his car is the head of the mech?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember seeing bits of that, but again, I wasn't really a cartoon kid. I didn't watch kids' TV as a kid because I grew up with, again, stuff on VHS like classic Doctor Who and Star Wars. I grew up just watching that. I wasn't a kids' TV kid. I've seen
Here's
bits
every
of
single
most kids
episode.
shows.
So, to point this out, this really wasn't a kids' TV show.
No. I remember it premiered. The pilot was part of an animation run on Cartoon Network,
Cartoon.
and they were voting for it. Oh yeah, they were voting for it, and it was on at like 9 at night at my time, and everybody was asleep, so I was just fucking rocking out to this fat dude from Jersey just fucking wiping out enemy mechs with a fucking controller and screaming.
Living here in
But
Jersey.
the only kids show I watched fully was Digimon Tamers. That was it. It's the
like
only
I said,
Digimon series I've seen. I haven't seen the rest of them.
You have to
let's
remember though,
see.
Shadow's like a
Yeah.
decade younger than us.
Yeah.
27.
Yeah. Wouldn't understand. It is literally.
Oh my god, you're 7 years younger than me.
It's weird.
Holy shit, I would have been in high school and you would have been fucking. God. I'm old.
Chicks dig giant robots. Dig.
Oh god. Just
And
every single time, every episode, he always destroys New Jersey. And then because they were
even the
going
episodes in space.
they always fuck up New Jersey or wherever they are. The secrets of the universe are revealed when you smash stuff.
And this was 2004 to 2005, and this was not aimed at like. This wasn't kids show. This was like Cartoon Network going. You remember that show
this-
called SWAT Cats?
If this premiered in 2010 on like Netflix or as like an obscure anime on YouTube, it would have been perfect. But as it sat, it hated MTV and could not get enough of how much it hated. Like every single episode, they made it a point to destroy something that had an MTV logo on it that wasn't MTV.
Pod TV.
Not only that, it's supposedly part of a giant continuity of universes that Brian Small has created. So this is related to Metalocalypse. What else is there? Is it Brendan
Let's
Small?
see.
Yeah, Brendan Small.
The co-creators were Joey Schiffner and George Christic. I know that name. Why do I know that name? Oh, yeah. I remember why I know that name.
Damn, Brendan Small was in a lot. Holy shit, he was Dr. Wongburger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
So this was literally made by the guy that did the original Clone High, Spider-Man the Animated Series, Where My Dog's At, The Adventures
I
of
am going
Chick.
to have to go in a bit.
Alright.
In like 6 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just it's an amazing cartoon, and I do highly recommend it because it is great.
It's fucking great.
If you're a Godzilla fan, you will love it.
Oh, I've
Just
never
every
seen
single
Godzilla
time.
film.
Holy shit. We need to get him out of the UK. And then just like waterboard him with American cinema.
American cinema that's heavily influenced by Japanese.
I know, it's great. It'll be fine. We'll just sit there and, like, Clockwork Orange him.
I still love the intro to that, living here in Jersey, fighting villains from afar. You
You
gotta
gotta
find
find
first
first.
here in your giant robot car.
I love it.
And it's not even rose tinted glasses because I went back and watched and I was like, damn, this cartoon would get banned on Cartoon Network now.
Oh my god,
Every
I
single
forgot about that
episode.
episode, the Department of Megas Violations, where he has to go deal with the fucking DMV and he just has this fucking overwhelming hatred to the point where he fantasizes getting in Megas and blowing it the fuck up. And then just like stomping it into the ground.
Most of the stuff that came out when we were kids, they wouldn't be able to do today, or stuff before our time.
Or there's one in Philly. Oh, no, there's one in Hoboken. Yeah, but it's Hoboken.
Yeah, but that's Hoboken. They destroy all of New Jersey and just fight it, like, all because he wanted a slushie and he couldn't deal with this one fucking self-replicating nanobot monster. So he spends the entire time destroying New Jersey or trying to get this fucking slushie and then having it taken away by this nanobot monster.
And there's one in Hoboken.
Yeah, but
But
that's
it's
Hoboken. Like, how much do you hate New Jersey and Hoboken?
It's hilarious,
Like,
Shadow. If you ever get a chance, I do recommend it.
literally on YouTube. I just sent the link in on-air text. Every single episode. Its soundtrack is legendary.
And it's literally just guitar riffs. Like 90% of the backing music is just guitar riffs.
But it
Because
has some of the most badass moments in animation history. One of the reasons it got canceled was because of how expensive it was to animate.
well, that and
Well,
Cartoon Network was changing directions.
I'm going to have to,
Ugh.
because it's very late.
Good night.
Alright. Good night.
You're
But
gonna want to lay
this
in
has
bed.
been fun doing this again, hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
We need
yeah,
to do this
well,
more often, just everyone busy.
Yeah.
I do plan on with some changes in life, doing this a little more often. Because I miss doing it. I actually like streaming. I hate streaming networks, but I like streaming.
Really
I just
hanging out with
enjoy hanging
friends.
out with you guys, to be honest. Like, I still can't sum up the courage to properly stream myself, but I enjoy doing this.
No, that's kind of the whole point of the Derailed. It wasn't meant to be anything serious. It was meant to be the conversations me and Took were having in Discord.
Yeah.
Literally.
Long rambling conversations
Minus
about
Game
stupid
Awards.
shit. Just anything that passes our minds. Let's just put this out there. Fuck it, why not? We ball.
But
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna end it here. It's been 3 hours.
Oh,
It's
damn.
it's the Derailed podcast, longer and unedited and uncut.
Bigger, longer, and uncut.
I am,
Hopefully
yes.
South Park doesn't sue us.
I am, actually.
No, Yamate, Trey Sama. Yamate!
Yamate. But yeah, I'm thinking about ending it here because I'm starting to get tired.
It has been an interesting night.
He means the stream, Twitch. He means ending the stream.
Get that
So-
3 a.m. text. Love you, bro. No!
I can do that.
If you somehow texted my number, I would A, question how the fuck you got my number.
The text just
B,
says, look behind you.
I'd be more surprised you got by the dog and didn't get ambushed by him. He's not going to attack you. The worst he'll ever do is love you to death. I don't expect him to attack you. However, he will alert the entire house that someone has arrived.
No, but you see, I have a way with dogs.
It doesn't matter if you have a way with dogs. He's still going to fucking bark. There's a leaf
Okay.
outside. Oh my god! Oh my god, look! A leaf! A truck! Bark, 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 bark!
Anyway, good night, you guys.
Good night.
Night,
And
dude.
good night, you people out there in internet land. I will be back to doing more stable content here in the short few weeks. I'm trying to get some celebrity guest on, believe it or not.
Eh,
Trying.
cool.
Doesn't mean I will.
Alright, kidnapping. Whatever.
I do have a basement.
Yeah, I know. It's been 3 weeks.
But good night out there in internet land.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.